You're hilarious.
I already know this. No
Hello, this is Eagle Gardens 1 on Instagram. And this is the Wormhole. What's up, Smiley? Great episode tonight, by the way.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Laughing at Lexi in the background. What's up, Lexi? Oh, they popped me out. Oh, I'm on the live alone. Well, shit, I'm gonna have to pop up the chat here so I can talk with y'all. See if I can do this. I'll slide and pause it before it plays over me. Fuck yeah! What's up, chat? Hope everybody's. Here's Chad Westport. What's going on here? Apparently some.
What a great start, huh?
It's been an awesome start, dude. Crack it up. Just rolling with it. Whatever. It is what it is. I see Jack Greenstock in chat. Chad Westport, Southern BT grower.
Oh, yeah, Jack, pop in, brother. Been a minute. Yeah, it was very informative, man. I had a fun time. I was sitting here watching, listening, hanging out in chat. It was a very good episode.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy. Definitely got a lot more knowledge and experience there to get at, too. Maybe we can get him back for another one.
You know, I like the fact, and I can testify that I've seen that others say the same thing in chat, is I appreciated the fact how much weed he smoked. I think he smoked more weed than any other year guys. Flat out, puts down some doobies.
I noticed that
Big
he's not
doobies.
rolling them straight, man. Just steady, the spoon.
Yeah, he was rolling fatties, man. He wasn't just smoking little joints. He was smoking some fatties.
Cool cat, man. I was digging on that the pesticide that he was talking about. I might be trying some of that. Do some
Yeah,
research
it would
there.
be a good follow up. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's real similar to how the what?
I said, shh, the follow up there. Top secrets. Top secrets, the follow ups there.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes Jack. Oh, man, I got to roll one.
I got one roll.
I was actually so fucking tired when I left today, man. Or so fucking exhausted is what I should say. Is fucking I didn't even want to smoke when I got out of work, which is odd, man. I was like, holy fuck, man. I waited till about an hour after I got home, which is hugely odd. What up, Jack?
Not much. Can you hear me? I'm using different headphones. I misplaced my normal earbuds, so hopefully this works. Or maybe I could unplug it.
Yeah, we can hear it.
No, yeah, hear you fine.
I was gonna say something like different about it.
It's the headset tonight, and probably for the foreseeable future until I could find the misplaced headphones. Fucking stoner move. I had to clip on them to put them on my keychain, and didn't put them on my keychain. I'd carry them in like my pocket, set them down somewhere, and it is what it is. These will work just fine.
I need more for the type of shows that you do and we do. I almost prefer if I'm gonna be sitting here. I have the earbud in right now, but I almost prefer the corded headphones anymore. Just because this thing right here for like 4 hours is starting to make me wonder how good it is to have jammed in my ear for 4 or 5.
Right.
Many days more than that because I'm listening to Audible on a different side. So it can be good.
Yeah, these are definitely comfortable. It's weird being noise canceling. I'm like worried I'll fucking be yelling. Maybe take one of them off a little bit. It always helps even it out. But I think Smiley, were you talking about OHN, the Oriental herbal nutrient or something like that he was talking about? Maybe one of the pesticides. There's probably many different ones in Jadine and KNF. That's what really got me into growing cannabis. Was when I started growing outdoor and seeing the natural, clean ways. Mr. Greenfingers, welcome back. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, he was talking about the herbal as a Jadam method, which I guess my rough understanding of that is like the Jadam is more like soaking. You soak all the plants for a time period in water, and they do their anaerobic thing there. But like he was saying, you're actually inoculating that. And I didn't realize that was a step in it. I guess I haven't studied Jadam much at all. I'm scraping the surface of seeing what people do or talk about. But yeah, that was something I didn't realize. Like when he talked about taking the stuff from the forest and trying to grab that biology and actually inoculating that into the water when you're doing that. So I thought that was pretty cool stuff.
It reminds me of like IMO, like the indigenous micro. I guess it technically is IMO in that regard, but there's definitely some crossover. A lot of like natural farming, living soil practices. I really dig the Dragonfly Earth Medicine crew and their practices, just trying to close as many loops as possible, because basically, truly true sustainability. You know, they're growing the stuff, recycling everything, composting, having as much of it come from their farm or 100% of it come from their farm if possible. I personally don't subscribe to the opinion of everything needs to be open pollinated. I think that's one of their stances, and I get why they want to preserve genetics. But as somebody who just enjoys breeding, whether it's somebody else doing it or like trying to do it myself, I appreciate selective breeding and like people picking for something that they like, and then maybe back crossing or making distinctive lines and things of that nature that wouldn't happen if you just did preservation lines and open pollinated everything.
Yeah, just to kind of just sort of for my own head though, like open pollination technically is not selecting at all, right? Like you're not selecting any of the males out, you're not selecting any of the girls out, you're just letting them run. So even if you did a selection and say ran only 2 of the boys, that's still not an open pollination, right? Because you've selected, you've added your selection into that process. So now it's no
Yeah, essentially. Open pollination would be like, let's say all the Jack Skellington you got. If you just took every male and every female and just let them all hit each other in a room, or any strain with as many as you can, ideally, like the whole entire seed collection that you feel like popping or growing, we're legally allowed to at the time.
We are gonna get a candy coated tennis ball though. That's what we're getting from it.
Gotta love the candy coated stuff.
I don't know. I don't know if that even means anything. Shit, everybody's on mute but me now. I'm just gonna ramble on then. Ramble on.
I was coughing. Ramble away, Smile.
So yeah, Chad and Westport and chat's trying to stir up a conversation. Pyrethrum and pyrethrin. Yeah, anyway. One of them is chemically made and one of them is an extract from a plant, is my understanding of that. But they are, to my knowledge, they're both systemic, the way they in their operation, which my understanding would mean that that's going to end up in the end plant material. So like what he was talking about of why that was a problem is when you combust it at the end, in the plant material or in the extract, like what they ran into. down, it
Yes.
can be a problem like that. So
It's
just
like myclobutanol. It's, they spray it on ornamentals or things that you don't eat or smoke. You just look at it. But and they even use it in food sometimes, and they tell you it's okay to eat. Which I wouldn't be comfortable, but smoking it is a whole different thing. What I thought was an interesting kind of like moral to the story was he's like, oh, then we started using predators, and like predators were expensive. It didn't necessarily work because they weren't fit to our region. So what we started doing was interplanting a bunch of different crops again. And like if you look at like him and like Green Chalk Farms, like Mendo Dope, the way that these guys and a lot of these natural farmers all over the place are having success in many circumstances is doing those, variety of crops, having the natural predators there. I actually had the very, very distinct pleasure. I'm going to pull some of it out right now. I got to try some tropical sleigh ride concentrate and I also got some POG, passion orange guava, which was fucking amazing. 7% terpenes in the legal market from Green Chalk Farms. I'm about to pull it out.
7%. Is what he said. Damn,
Cheers, Johnny.
Johnny.
Nice shirt.
What's everybody up to, Eagles? Good to see you. Smiley, great episode tonight. Jack Greenfink, Derek Greenstocks. Good to see you. Been a minute.
John, nice to see you,
How
Johnny.
you been? Yeah, how you been?
I'm better
Mr.
now.
Green
that I'm
Fingers?
back
Yeah,
with you
sorry
guys.
about that.
Welcome
wanted
back,
to
Johnny.
say hey to everybody. Yeah, just wanted to say hey to everybody. Is my my internet coming in okay? I'm not Robo John.
You're all good. I shouted
good
you
deal.
out, growing with my fellow growers, the Johnny Tech, get yourself a $5 bag of sand, wet it down, and stick some plants in there if you're having trouble with cloning. Try it out.
Yeah.
Maybe add a little aloe to the water. But I was like telling everybody within 7 days, Johnny's got roots. If he waits 14 days, there's so many roots, you got to break them up. So he's doing something right.
Johnny Tech
14.
has arrived.
14 days for monster bud cloning. I take my clones now. If I really like the plant the way it's growing, I'll take it right when I'm cloned or right when I'm harvesting it, and get that thing to root. That's nice. What is that?
That's POG, or Passion Orange Guava, from Green Chalk, the 7% terpene
Nice.
bud I was just talking about. And you can see right on his jar, there's a hummingbird, and probably the light's a little bit too harsh, but
Yeah,
like sipping
can
on
see
some
it.
nectar from a flower. It's if you watch any of like the Green Dope videos, Mendo Dope and Green Chalk Farms, it's just like it's hard not to like those guys. They just love cannabis so much. I personally think they make great music. The Mendo Dope boys, and then just Mark at Green Chalk. It's just like he's been doing it for a long ass time. He clearly knows what he's doing. This is my first time getting to try it, so like this is the nug that I'm saving for like 420 because I've already blown through the rest of it. My wife's outfit got some at work, so I got to try some. And the other one is the Tropical Sleigh Ride by Guild Extracts, concentrated down. Pretty much none left. They have through it really quick, but oh man, the POG actually smells like passion orange guava. If you've ever had the juice, like in Hawaii or whatever, it's mostly orange, but there's subtle. It's not just orange. I typically don't like just orange, and it's my least favorite of all the citrus. Like I'd rather have lemon and then lime, or kind of like I'd actually have lime first, then lemon, and then orange behind those two. But this POG, it's got a mix of like the more tropical stuff. It's I don't know if it is really just passion fruit and guava, but I'm getting more tropical notes, like maybe even pineapple. It's a very, very. I'll smell it right now. Shit. But mostly orange on the nose though, and it's very, very, very strong. Just a few puffs will get you where you need to go, but I just keep on toking it because it tastes so damn good. It's hard to stop. But anyway, enough jibber jabber.
I'm doing it. I'm doing me some tinctures. I got my mixture made up.
So now
What strain?
There's like 6 or 7 different strains in this.
Oh, okay, farmer mix. I like it. Did SoCal just get here, or has he been here and I haven't said anything? Or maybe
I
that's somebody
just got
else
here.
making fun.
I
Okay, cheers,
just
SoCal.
popped in. How you guys doing? How's everybody doing?
Good. How you doing?
Cheers.
I'm all right. I'm all right. Hey, I
Last
popped in. I was in the chat. I'm sorry to cut you off, Jack. I didn't mean to. I was in chat and
No, you're all good.
Johnny, you were talking about taking cuts right when you're harvesting. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Explain that a little bit. Because I've been having issues
Okay.
with that.
Well,
So what do you do?
when I harvest, heck, I'll take the lowest one, the larviest looking one I have on it, and I'll snap that baby off, and I'll stick it right into some aloe mixed up water, aloe and RO water, and let it soak for a good 5 days, just because it's woody, you know. And then I let it soak for a good 5 to 7 days normally when I'm talking about doing those. And then after that, I put it into my Sandtech, which is about 3/4 full on a large mushroom container that you get at the grocery store because I'm cheap. And so you fill that sucker up with the washed sand from Quikrete, Home Depot. You get $5 a bag, a 50-pound bag, cheap as all get out. That's how I like it, you know. And then you take the water that you have in there. Well, you're gonna prep your stem at that point. Cut it to just below the node, and then do a little bit of stripping along the edges of it to pull the woody bark off, kind of. And then after you get done doing that, shove it down into the sand. You can either dip it into some rooting gel if you want, or you can stick it into some aloe vera again, you know, just to get the gel of it on there, or rooting powder, any of those things if you want to do that. And then stick it down into the sand, pour a little bit of the aloe water in there just to moisten it up, and dome it. And when I do it like that, 14 days normally, I get roots.
Okay. I was just looking at that tonight because I have a couple of cuts that I took for someone and they died. And then I took some more cuts for that same someone to root them here myself, and those ended up not making it through the cloner. Only one did. So now the problem is I'm in flower. So to take more cuts.
Not a problem.
Okay, good. Because every time I've tried it, I've not had success. So have
Well,
you
you
noticed that?
You got to stop using that. Well, I'm not putting down the aero cloner, but it's really hard to keep your temperatures proper in your water.
No, I'm not using an arrow cloner. I'm going into like Rockwell plugs and things like that.
Oh, okay. I never had luck with those.
Yeah, I'm getting really upset with those. So
I never had luck with them.
Have you noticed that if you leave any bud material on when you do that, that it molds or rots or anything?
Well, what
Or do you
happens
put that
when
off?
I do it is it'll die off, and then the new stuff will start poking through. And then after the new stuff starts to poke through, then I would just kind of grind with my fingers just a little bit to pull some of that stuff off, and just let it flake down to the ground below it.
Okay.
And normally you take that off, and you're not going to be smoking any of that bud material, you know.
Right.
It's just going to die off. And basically, heck, Miranda Family Farms, he took a stick that broke off of one of his plants, and it didn't have any leaves on it at all, and he stuck it into in his cloner, and he got that thing to root out. So I mean, these plants are so darn hardy, you know. you can pretty much do anything to them. Like that guy was saying, bears and whatever, they come walking along and step on the plant, it lays all sideways and they still grow up, Joey Berger, that was a great guy, man. I like that guy. We getting him back on, Smiley?
I hope so.
Yeah, hopefully
Yeah.
someday.
Yeah,
He was
honestly, his girl too, the Tamara, she sounded like she'd be a really great guest to have on too, just to talk. So she was
Well, there's 2 more shows, 3 more shows. We can get her on twice and him on again.
right. No, man, I'd absolutely love it. I hope it works out. Yeah, he was a phenomenal guy and definitely had way more knowledge to share. I think the notes I was taking were his info. He didn't even realize he was sharing. Like that's the thing I love about people that got that much experience. Like they'll tell you stuff that they don't even realize they're telling you something. You're like, aha moment. And to them, it was just like they were telling a story or whatever, you know what I mean? But to you, you hear it and you're like, holy shit, that fucking just made sense, And I don't know. So that's what I like about that.
Yeah, he's impressive. So SoCal, give it a try, man. How far along are you into flower?
I'm outside, so only not very far.
Okay, yeah, not a problem, man. If
Yeah,
you have you get that washed sand, do you got aloe plants?
Yeah.
Yeah, shit, you got
Yeah.
everything you need right there. Good water,
Yeah.
aloe plant, sand.
I was just kind of wondering what your method was because you sound like you've been successful with it, and it seems like the last few rounds I've tried to take, I don't know if it's like the heat or what, but nothing's been taking, and I
Well,
haven't
trust
changed
me.
anything. So,
I know about the heat.
oh, I believe that. I've been there.
Yeah. So, but definitely do that sand tech, man. I'm telling you, that shit works. I even did it on beans.
So
I did my beans normally, and then did them in the water, soak water, and once they cracked, I dropped them into the sand, and they just came right up, rooted. I transferred them into a little pot afterwards. I mean, it's just I'm really impressed with the technique. It really works good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try that.
SoCal, have you tried talking to her? Like
Oh,
sometimes
dude.
people give you what they want, what you want, if you just ask them real nice and
I've like
let
sung
her
to it, and
understand how
serenaded
important
it.
it is. And
She's giving him the silent treatment.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm about to go to the freaking jewelry store and get a little bracelet or something for her.
You want diamonds, baby? Do you want diamonds?
I
She already
think
got a pearl
everybody.
necklace, and that didn't help.
Yeah.
I think everybody has struggled with clones at some point or another. Like some boogeyman's hit them, like their cloner wasn't clean enough, or it got too hot, or who knows what. They got too dry, they got too wet, it was too humid in the thing, you didn't harden them off enough, or whatever. It's just like everybody's had a round that like let them down. So I always think the good advice is take more than you need if you can legally allow to do that. And even if not, just get rid of the ones that you don't need or gift them away.
Jack,
Before
just so
anybody finds
you're
out.
aware on the backstory, he's trying to get Cuvée back to Eagle. It's the Eagle cut of Cuvée, so that's what we're working on. So
Oh, this will work.
yeah,
It'll
that's
work.
what-
It'll bring the cuvee back.
just talk to her. She's just got to know she's important. That's all.
Actually,
Smiley.
just pulled the plug on my cuts the other day. I was like, I had thinned them down to a few and then transferred them over to a smaller like vessel. They didn't seem to like any of it. So I let it go for about another 12 hours and then pulled the plug on the palm.
That's where I'm at right now. Is all the times I've taken from that one, and now all of a sudden it just doesn't want to cooperate.
Sandtech for
For
the
me,
win.
it was the room. Yeah, for me, it was in the room. The room it was in, too hot. I couldn't keep that water that it was in cool. It looked good for a couple of days, but it looked good for about a week. And then that heat came through, and it was like, ugh, I didn't like it so much.
That's kind of what I'm thinking is this little heat wave that we have out here is I mean, I wouldn't call it a heat wave, but it's definitely hot. And I think that's my issue right now. It's just getting too hot and killing them.
See, that makes sense too, because if the plant's not really transpiring properly, or if it's not, you know what I mean, it's not having the nutrition. So like when you cut the plant, the clone, when you take that cutting, the only thing it has to survive on is the nutrition that's already in that material until it can get roots and get things going again. So like if it's already kind of struggling, that's why like it's really hard for a struggling clone to really kick roots in a lot of ways too. Like, you know, it doesn't have the nutrition it needs to actually kick the roots out, is what I'm getting at. Like, it's got to have the stored up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well-
Well, the ones I sent to Eagle were fucking massive. I mean, I sent him a couple of branches basically. So I was hoping that something would take off of that, but even here in their own environment, they're not wanting to take. So
We got a new member of the chat.
How's it
Oh,
going? You guys
So Jelly came in.
getting toasted. I just found a dead bud. It's like a whole branch that broke off in a storm and it got sun dried. It's freaking wicked.
I love those. I love the sun-dried buds. Those are nice.
It's
Those are just
gold.
like those sun-dried tomatoes, man. They were killer. You know.
Oh yeah.
Nice
I mean the
berries.
effect is amazing, but the flavor, like, is something to be there's something to be desired. Sunset sherbet crossed with Maui skunk dog, but fucking awesome effect.
I'm token on Legend OG from the infamous Jungle Boys. My wife and I took a trip to a dispensary. There's a stock for this one company called Planet 13 in Las Vegas, and they just opened one in Orange County. So I'm like, I gotta go fucking see it. I guess there's like 50 registers or something. So I've never tried.
It's
Jungle
massive,
Boys.
isn't it?
It is. There's one in. Have you been to the Vegas one, Johnny?
No, I'm afraid to go in there.
Yeah, you know, my wife.
I think
and
they're
were-
going to charge me just to go in and see the place. You know.
You end up spending money on something. But at the end of the day, that's where I got the tropical sleigh ride from Green Shock, which that was cool.
So how does it compare to your weed? Does it burn super clean like yours does? And
It's okay.
what's the cons of it?
I'd say it's like a 7 out of 10 at best, maybe 6.5 out of 10. It's not as sticky. It doesn't smell as strong. It's like a decent representation of. I like the strain Legend OG. I've had it from a lot of different cultivations in the legal market and from people I know. So it's something I'm familiar with. And just comparing it to the Pog that I was just smelling a little bit ago, this is like a huge letdown. They're both from the legal market. One was actually grown outdoor. This was grown indoor. The outdoor completely smashes on Jungle Boys. No offense to anybody who loves Jungle Boys. I don't want to get people coming after me or whatever. Just,
You know,
If you-
people hate.
if you grow your own, I would guarantee you after like your second crop, you're going to be doing as good or better than at least this Legend OG. And once you know what you're doing, this stuff is like, oh my God, I can't believe people get hype over this and these little, but you know, I will say, funny enough, like some of the stuff people do get hype over, I've tried and thought, well, this is actually good. Like I thought Runts was good. Pink Runts, White Runts. I've tried all 3 of them. I think they're all good, unfortunately, because I think the hype is really obnoxious around it. What are we seeing over there, Mr. Green Fingers?
What's up, Green?
What did you think of the high on the runs? Did you think it was a bit heady?
I'd say more of a hybrid for me, but definitely feel it in my head. It gives me more of like not super clear, but not super stony. But you can feel it. Kind of gets shit done still.
I was
like
with
the-
some boys last week. They had the Cali car, and one of them was like, "The only thing is, this one makes me a bit mad," and he's already a bit mad like myself. So he was like, just a bit busy in the head, but it's incredible stuff. Apart from that, he said what you said, fucking hype, but it is good.
Yeah, I can't knock anything other than the marketing and the stuff around it. I really enjoy the flavor and the stone.
Excellent.
What is this cultivar? I can't
Ex-wife.
read that, Mr. Green.
Ex-wife is the cultivar.
That's a funny one. There's like Brandon Russ is growing like divorce cake. It's like a wedding cake theme. It's like a BX4 or something. I don't know.
Green 13. Have you ever grown Cali Connect?
No, man.
I think you would dig his strains. All of his fems, like he changed my mind on fem seeds. And I posted in forums and stuff about, you know, anti-fem and rigs all the way. And then I got a Cali Connect fem of 818 headband. And I've been a huge supporter and fan of the guy.
Wicked. What made you say that?
I was able to get this like magical high from his 818, and the flavor was like beautiful. You know, like the first season of a cut, like right when they find that it's a great plant, and it had the full flavor, full high, like everything was there. It was a huge top too.
Wicked.
But the highs, you were telling me about the highs that you kind of dig it. Cali Connect has like SFEAOG and 91 Chem and stuff, and those are all the great functional highs that make life like better.
Yeah.
That's like strain number 47 in 50 Strains of Green. Featured Cali Connect.
Is it? Wicked.
Yeah.
And the funny thing was, I walked in this morning and I heard you talking about POG. And funnily enough, yesterday, last thing before I went to bed, I stuck some fucking, what's the name of the show now? Mendo Dope on. And I just picked a random video and he immediately started talking about POG. So it's pretty weird that you started talking about it, but I think you were talking shit about it. Were you? No? Okay, cool.
I love it, actually. I was talking shit about the Jungle Boys Legend OG.
Right.
The POG is delicious. It's I can't finish more than like 2 bowls in my vape without sitting here on the couch, kind of like facing out, looking around, like going up, getting a bowl of something to eat. I don't know. It's really good. I have nothing bad to say. I will say the bag appeal leaves something to be desired if you were an indoor only fan. To be fair, like if I was to review it, that would be the thing that would get the knock, would be the bag appeal. But it smells great, it's sticky, its high is awesome, and I don't know, everything else about it, I have no qualms. It was cured properly. It got to me down here in Southern California from Northern California, and it's not a dry ball of dust and mess. So better than the stuff I'm getting from LA.
I'm kind of jealous now, man.
If you're not getting
Yeah, I'm not trying to like super rub it in.
amazing, exquisite, like outdoor quality tops indoor, it's just because the plants aren't getting enough lumens in the spectrum. That's what, because I grew a T5 and the next season I grew like a way over watted, you know, like 3000 K lumen on the top of it. And I got huge Cali tops off of soldiers, you know, just the straight grow for like a month and then flower, like huge tops. And dense, and I just like it. The lumen meter said like, you know, 200,000 K, or I maxed it out. The tip of one bleached white, and I was like as close as I can get it. You know, I have over 1,000 watts sitting on a square meter, and I got these just beautiful plants. But it was all organic, and then I found out it's really hard to grow soil organic peat moss cocoa mixes inside because there was like no heat to evaporate it, and I was overwatering. But I figured it out like at the end when I got the entire thing to be just this massive root ball, and then a rat came and ate out the bottom of the root ball right at the end of the season. It was exciting.
That sounds like a little bit of a bummer at the end of the season, but I appreciate the optimism and positivity in those tough times. I think we all face them, right? Everybody's had something not necessarily go their way.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't really mess with the buds, and if I had a clearer head, like in retrospect, because I like to do regrows, like they did me a favor by eating all the lower root system and leaving me like the upper part, so it would have regrown like perfectly, but I ended up leaving the place. Working with nature.
Mr. Johnny, Northern 4466 was wanting to know earlier on how you make your tincture there. What all you put in it? What's in the jar?
Let me just say, right up in the front, I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. So this is my very first time.
I love your disclaimer, Johnny.
Yeah. This is my very first time, and the reason this is the first time is because I'm very regenerative about everything that I do. I reuse my soil, I reuse everything if I can. You know, I use all my stems, all my leaves, you know. So basically, I got myself a water distiller. Now that I got a water distiller, I can distill my alcohol and reutilize some of it. And so that's the whole process of me thinking about doing this at this moment. And I probably got about probably 40 grams of material inside here. And I have no idea what the strength is going to be, but I filled it up with 190 proof alcohol, and I'm going to let it soak for a couple of days just for the hell of it. I know you can do it for just a couple hours if you want to, but I'm thinking if I do it for a couple of days, it just might even be just a little bit more full body, I would guess you could say. Pick up more of the stuff out of it, because I got all kinds of different types inside here. So I'm hoping that it turns out really cool. So after I do that, I'm planning on taking the liquid that I have, I'm going to reduce it down to a certain point, and then I'll put it into my chocolate warmer, and then I'll cook off the rest of it inside of that, and make some RSO out of it, or I might even just keep it as a tincture. I have no idea, but I know I got to strain it off and make sure it's got all the particulates out of it. If anybody's got any tips, please feel free to divulge.
Yeah, you say cleaner
myself.
for a tincture? I do the ball jar thing, and I do the double boil. And so like I close the ball jar, the 2 liter or the half gallon ball jar, and then I put all of my stuff inside, and I put the liquid thing that I'm going to extract into inside, and then I put a dish, like a ceramic plate that can handle the heat on the bottom of the pot, and then I put a bowl sometimes that's big enough to hold the base of the jar, and I stick it inside the pot and fill the water all the way up to the, like, so only the cap is sticking out pretty much, or the top inch, and then you just shake it and let it do its like crawling double boil for a couple of hours and shake it occasionally, and that's the best that I've made so far with but I always do the decarboxylating first, but now that I do this cold press flower hash, I don't even think that I need to decarb it, and I bet you it'll be like insane, but I haven't made it yet.
How was the show, Smiley?
It's good, man. It went really good. Great guess. You have to catch it.
You know I will, mate. You know I will. How long is it?
We went like an hour and a half, almost hour 45, something like that.
Okay,
There's-
that's a cool length.
Like 129, I think, run time or something. 127, 1 hour 27 minutes. I think.
What would you get into? Soil.
Oh, it's.
Sorry, go ahead, Jack.
I was gonna say it's kind of hard to describe because at points Smiley did just let him tell his story, and in that story, like Smiley said earlier, the story reveals certain like things about his growing experience and knowledge that you sort
Eagle
of
should
get
have done
by
that
the
then.
nature of
That's an Eagle interview, man. What the fuck? Do your own thing, Smiley, man. Soil, come on.
I'll get original.
You don't keep a dog and bark yourself, Eagle. Fucking hell.
Oh man.
That's
I
cool.
did
Thank
think-
you, Jack. Sorry to jump on you, man.
I did think he was. I was like, man, this would made a good episode though. I mean, because he kept going back and forth. I'm like, damn, it's all good. It's all good. It was a great episode. I had fun hanging in chat. So
Eagle, he couldn't have hung with you because you would expect him to go to 420.
I did, like I do selling Smiley. I had one thing I did is that cat fucking toked down, man. He was smoking some fatties, man. He was ready to fucking hang and have some fun.
That's what we like to see as well, man. Someone getting on with the job.
You don't see that too often when they, want to talk straight. You know what I mean? But I was
Yeah,
like, as soon as
let
I
me talk
see-
some shit to Eagle before I get too chiefed up here. Man keeps asking me questions.
Yeah, it was good though. We got into some technical stuff too, some pesticides and some whatever. So it's good. I like it.
Yeah, wicked.
Yeah,
I
had a
will
bunch
paint
of
the
stuff
floor
on
today
my
and give it a listen.
You painting still? I thought you had pictures of them finished already.
It looks finished to you, man. But when you've got a pot, you might as well do. It's floor paint, so I'm doing like 3 or 4 layers, man. You do half the room and then leave it, and then half the room tomorrow, and yeah. But I think I might need to become a house painter because I think I'm quite at peace doing that shit.
Is it therapeutic for you?
Well, I think it's because the wife and children aren't here, or the dog. It's quiet.
Well, I gotta say, throughout my time of painting, I enjoyed the one thing that Eagle didn't like about it was the solitude, the patience that you had to have with it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you really focus into, so for me, it was really good for me to have that kind of focus. I'd get stoned and man, I'd be cutting straight lines everywhere in that house,
Yeah, unnecessarily good job getting done, It's
Right.
like, man, it's a shed. Back off, dude. But nah, come on.
Yeah, but it's
No.
my shed.
It's funny you say that. There was 3 little stoner kids. I was on a hike the other day, and they, I thought for sure some kid and their dad came out and had some power tools and set up this little. It's not quite a tree house. It's kind of like a platform with a few handrails, but it's in a tree, so it's technically a tree house. But I was impressed by how quality built it was with the nail that they used. It was clearly they used like a professional gun. So when I saw them, I go on that hike often. Up in there, the one day I was like, "Did somebody help you guys with this?" And they're like, "Oh no, we just like went to Lowe's and like rented the shit for a day, came out here and busted it out." It's like, look at it, it's pretty fucking good work. It was good to see, some craftiness. Kids still
That's
out
neat.
there doing things outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
For their
fact that they
own
even rented
selves.
tools. Yeah, they rented tools to go do it. That's cool.
Building
Yeah.
platforms and trees.
Yeah, we didn't have phones and we had to use fucking hand tools. What the hell?
Makes it
So
a
what
lot
are we
easier to have
talking
power
on?
tools.
While we're on this subject, I got to ask, Eagle, do you use high performance screws? Do you even know what they are? I have high performance screws are like, you wouldn't think they'd be able to make a screw better than it is, but they can.
But they can't.
So, do you?
The Torx, the Starlight bit. Is that what you're talking about?
They do
Yeah,
a couple
yeah.
of things. Yeah. They double countersink themselves and all sorts of stuff, but they're very sharp and they've got, they're fucking cool.
They have
Make my
all
life
sorts of
easy.
crazy shit. They have self-piercing, like if you look into automotive or even like crazy enough kids' toys, because everything has to be snap fit because they don't want to have any choking hazards. The like rivets and screws and fucking shit like that. The more you look into cars and things that break down, you'll see they've spent millions and millions, sometimes billions of dollars on fasteners and similar to the shit you use for your walls. But there's a lot of science behind it. It's fascinating.
Yeah, which is bullshit. How these kids these days supposed to take shit apart where it's all snapped?
I was just thinking that same thing, Smiley.
You just buy a torque wrench, don't you? Torque's tool. But but it's funny because that's the first thing I ever did. I'm sure this was in my interview, but it used to piss my parents off so much. We bought you a new stereo. Great. I'll be in the shed taking it to bits because I need to know how it works. And like, I'd open it and I'd be like, that's what I thought. It's like, that isn't what you thought. You didn't know shit. Yeah, I was that kid though,
Like you
for
could,
sure.
like you could tell what it did even after you took it apart. You just saw a bunch of capacitors and weird shit in there. Like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it works like that. But actually, back then it was like tape decks and shit, so you could see where the heads went into and so it was pretty mechanical, our technology.
Yeah, there's not much to take apart on a.
Yeah, those 8-tracks, man, those were nice machines, huh?
You ready for some
Track.
I've heard
nude
stories. I'm more of a vinyl guy.
I
But
liked
I
my
moved back to
33s.
that.
I liked my 33s. Those were the nicest.
I mean, the sound is so amazing on the vinyl.
I do remember a guy talking about having a vinyl record player in his trunk of his older car. That was the pimp moves back in the day.
Imagine you hit a
Lost.
pothole.
Lot of springs on
I was
that
just gonna
motherfucker.
say, it had to chatter like a son of a bitch, didn't it? Like,
It must have been only when he was stopped, man. For okay, party time, open the boot,
yeah, it might be.
trunk.
I was just gonna say I love vinyl. I mean, my walls are literally covered in it. We kind of look at it as like art. You can just pull it off the wall and throw it onto the record player. But the one thing that people don't talk about, and maybe they do, some people say like, "Oh, I like the crackling and like the old timiness of it." But when it gets dusty, like a little bit at all, like it just starts to fuck up how it plays. And if there's a little scratch on it, or there's certain things. So people will like weight. You throw a little weight on the record player's arm, and then they end up scratching their shit up. But it makes it play better for a little while. So
You always
vinyl is
gotta-
great for sure.
You got to clean that dust off the needles every once in a while when you're playing old vinyl. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chad and I do
Cleans
this
those
a bit.
grooves.
Chad and
those
I do
grooves.
this a bit because we're both ex-DJs, so we talk the vinyl sometimes. I got a loft full that I've been up in the loft and sent Chad a load of pictures, and it funnily enough ended up with me talking to Goldie because Chad talked to me, and then I had some records which were like, I probably should Anyway, yeah. So we do the vinyl thing a bit as well, but not anymore, just in the loft, you know.
It's honestly, it's nice because one song plays to the next, and if you're consuming cannabis, especially, like I really think music influences your high a lot of the time. And if you have like the right vinyl on in the background, and it's just like it sets the mood, I guess, for whatever you're going to do. But it's like to get you ready for the day, or like I don't know, something more romantic. It is, and just like the way I don't know, it projects. We have a giant ass sound bar for the record player, as opposed to like I normally listen to music on a little Amazon Echo Dot. That's a tiny thing like across the room, where it's or the TV, which are serviceable. Like it's nice, but it's not the same as something that kind of echoes through the whole house.
Do you think somebody put a phonograph on one of those Model Ts and it was like the first sound system, and you just have your friend cranking it like, yeah, man, with that old school music
On those smooth roads.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
call it a scratch box, right?
Super smooth. It was probably some like politician or police, like you know.
They got the
Typing something out of that.
nitroglycerin case for the because it has the springs, that the ones that they used to use on trains, and then you just stick the phonograph in there, and then your mate grinds it, and you go and pick up chicks on the side of the street. Like, what's up, babes? With that little rascals music.
Yeah. Mozart #1, fucking banging. Come on.
We're the flappers, brah.
Hey, don't knock Mozart. It still slaps.
It really does. It's pretty kicking.
I probably should have been like Johnny Cash. That's too late, really. But
The one is the.
what was
It's like
heavy when the Model T came out? What was rocking?
like
I think you're
horn.
right with the swinging, like you know, this
And-
early 1990s or 1900s.
like
So-
bluegrass
20s.
folk, like Manic Hearts and Sorrow kind of stuff.
Jazz, wasn't it? The era of jazz right about that time.
Yeah, I guarantee. Like jazz was huge, but that was a lot of
Which
the
is kind
more
of funny
intelligent
because they
people
could have
jazz
probably
is-
got out and fucking jazz danced faster than the car was going.
That would be hilarious to see. Somebody has to have a reel somewhere.
I guess a lot of the cars back then were electric because the women couldn't do the crank starting. So like once they figured out how to do like spark plugs and like an automatic ignition, it made it so everybody could drive cars. And the electric car was it wasn't fully electric, but the electric starter was put out. But
Dude, not
so-
to mention those things would break your arm if they like backfired when you were cranking them and shit. And the fucking crank would go backwards and fucking snap your arm and shit. Even the guys would get fucked up by those things.
Speaking of getting fucked up, you could fuck yourself up with this little thing that I just picked up, but it's real convenient if you know what it is. It's a hot knife for concentrate. This
Oh,
is made
shit.
by Puffco, and you just it's got a little button on the side. You press it, and it heats up. So you take your scoop. Like a lot of the shit's really runny, and it gets stuck to my tool. And I normally like make my wife load the dabs because I can't get it off the tool. But like this is like the runniest shit I have. I can turn it upside down and it's not gonna pour. But you can get yourself a
My
dab.
tool.
It's honestly so much more convenient. It makes stuff that I wouldn't wanted dabbable now. Which is
Does your wife call it your tool? Come on, Jack. Get your tool out.
I was gonna say it's good to have a wife that's stuck on your tool.
Push that button on the side, honey. Heats it up.
Always got to take it there.
I mean, you know, it's been on ages, isn't we? Been fucking ages. Been talking about normal stuff.
We're getting towards the hours, you know, later in the evening.
Gonna get a note from Eagle telling me to stop being smutty or something.
No, it's a
I
lot.
saw some drama. I saw drama on another show about that. Funny enough, with
I know,
somebody
that's
who's
why
like-
I said it. I'm being naughty.
But I missed something.
I won't get into it. I'll leave the drama.
Damn it!
where
I was
belongs.
just getting ready to ask what the fuck happened and shit.
Yeah,
Oh shit! It's a panel member from this show. Yeah, it was all on the internet. It's real bad juju. Now I brought it up.
Was it me?
No, you'd know.
I have
Would you
a
just
heart
take
about-
what's it?
ganja so you don't overly step if that's who you're thinking about?
Oh,
Thank you. Yeah, I didn't want to
Oh.
say his name either.
Yeah, no, just ganja
Oh
would be
yeah.
the.
I'll give Bob
You
Saget
saw
about
that.
his money.
I saw it. I see
did
everything.
catch
Green
that.
13.
Yeah, I just wondered if Eagle had seen it. I think weirdly we have a similar day-night thing, Jack. I think you disappear about when I do, or appear when I do. He got in trouble. He ended up putting a whole transcript up of him in a conversation, and he got in trouble for using smutty names and sex jokes. And it's like, huh? That's what he is. Like,
Yeah, that's
nothing
how he rolls.
changed. Like, that's why we love him. Maybe even. Yeah. So it was a long, ugly conversation. It's probably still up on his thing, but he got kicked off of the other talk show.
And it was like, I'm no longer donating to your Patreon. It's like, fine, I'll fucking refund your Patreon.
But I haven't got any money, so I'll have to send you it, you prick. And it's like, guys, it got funny, it got bad. Yeah.
You hate to see people. I've loved both of them independently, both of each other at times, you know. So it's hard for me to see like grown men arguing on the internet, but it happens. It honestly fucking it happens.
I hated it so much. I read every word and then went to check that I'd seen it all. Yeah, but I don't agree with what you're saying. I'm like, this is shit. I shouldn't be doing this. But what did he say? Fucking hell!
It's like, do they understand
That's
by
funny.
paragraph 20 how well I can articulate and bust down the topic?
It's funny that you say that there. Actually, because I forgot. I squirreled. Totally squirreled. Don't listen to me.
Yeah, anyway, I thought it was something that everyone would have seen and I could have just made a joke about it and moved on. But now I've really fucked us. Bad juju for everybody. Talked about our friend and his woes.
People are gonna dive into
Any
it
other
then,
sentence?
or speculate, which is worse. So it's better to just like hit the nail on the fucking head. Sometimes it's best to confront. I think all the time it's actually just best to confront it for what it is. And it's really not the biggest deal in the world. It's not the end of the world. Both put it in their past and get through this and both be part of the community and live happily ever after. You know, I don't think there has to be some nuclear fallout from this. Sometimes
I
people
think we've
wanna
done this a few
split up
times
the
now.
divide.
We know how to, allow it. Just let it. Just
Water off a duck's back, so to speak.
I was gonna say that's where it gets weird when it's like you're friends with him, you can't be friends with me, or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, just some of that stuff where it's like certain people are invited on a show or something, and it's like, just don't watch the fucking show. Like, if you didn't like the person, I don't understand that. Why would you just sit there and blow up chat because you didn't like the person? Like, just don't watch the fucking show. It's probably the best thing for you and the best thing for everybody.
Definitely.
You know, like seriously, why let it increase your blood pressure? You know.
Yeah.
I think we're all getting much better at it, though. Hopefully, the Zoom thing and the community thing, like it's inevitable in a quite large community.
Almost definitely.
Yeah, we gotta band together, man.
Yeah.
Because once they get a DNA thing, there's gonna be a whole bunch of dudes with lawyers just sharking.
Well, it's just it's not even that, man. It's just getting along with people in general. You know what I mean? Like, I don't agree with everybody. Everybody don't agree with me. That's the case for all of us. You know, that's what makes us individuals. So
like an argument with well-formed sentences on both sides that are informational based and not attacking somebody's like person and self is like one thing, but a lot of people will like throw energy at another people or you know, attack their like them as a person when they don't have anything for their argument, and that's like that's not how you further the thought and stuff, because arguing helps to really boil out thoughts sometimes.
Well, that's not arguing though. That's like discussion. You know, like you can have a well-educated discussion and have disagreement without arguing. You know, you make good, valid points, and
Yeah,
people can make their decision. Whatever the listener would make a decision either way. You know? It doesn't have to be an argument. There doesn't have to be the right person either. You know, like
yeah, with the right person. Well, because like different biohormones will root different thoughts, you know, and sometimes like I want to get aggressive and go into the adrenaline mode so I can really like boil out shit and see if I can come up with something new. But not everybody like understands that, you know, and they'll get offended. And then some dudes are like, yeah, man, yeah, like let's like I feel like you're gonna come up with something or I'm gonna come up with something, like it's heated.
I took a walk with my little girl yesterday and I was trying to talk to her, or I was talking to her about the fact that everybody comes at every situation from a completely different angle. So as she moves through life, she's going to meet people a lot, right? From 10 to 25. She's going to meet people all the time, much more than we do now, really. And all those people are going to have completely different parental situations and completely different financial situations. And so they're all coming at everything with a completely different mindset. And like, the more she can absorb that, and the same with me and all of us really, the better off we are with those new situations. The more we can look after ourselves and look after the people around us by being aware that they don't think like you. And I was like, it was my bad. I won't say her name. It was my bad, young lady. I thought everyone thought like I thought for 45 years. But it's enlightening to find out that really nobody thinks like you, especially me.
That's fun.
But there was something you said that made me think that. I think to say that, but I just thought it was an important skill that I could try and teach her, you know, that it's so different for everybody. You were talking about where your thoughts form from and stuff. That's what it was.
Hey,
gotta
if you
avoid,
don't
like,
like the
echo
way I
chambers.
think, if you don't like what I think, you're just a racist.
Oh no. Like the most conversation ending thing right there.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you see you're in line at the freaking supermarket and somebody says something and somebody doesn't like it, they call them a racist right out of the gate, you know? There's no thought behind it. There's no motivation behind it. You're just, dude, you're a freaking racist because I like watermelon. I mean, come on.
That's hilarious.
But it's the truth.
It's like a fighting tactic.
Dude,
They're
that's what it
using
is.
stupid against us.
I can't fight you, so I'm just going to kick you in the nuts and run away.
Who knew the worst people on the planet were going to be Karens, though?
Right.
Well, kicking in the nuts is the first blow. It's probably a bad move because if you're going up with anybody who knows anything, like once you go for my nuts or my vitals, I'm clear for action for a whole nother level of moves, you know. But before that, it's like a fist duel. But once you go for anything vital, you're trying to kill me. And I don't trust that you have self-control, but I know I have self-control, you know, and then it's like everything is opened up. But before then, it's like just trying to get them to not throw punches or hit me and block and stuff. But like
Pretty much
most
hang
people
out a
know.
lot friendlier surf bros these days.
Yeah, Hawaii is like a mixed bag, especially if you're poor and white. Nobody, like some people were really awesome and like see beyond your financial status and all of that kind of stuff and living in a van or whatever. And other people are just like fuck that, you know, like you're this, and that's what you are.
Poor and white, yeah.
Well, in
That's-
Hawaii, if you're white, just generally rich, poor, whatever, you're a haole. You're a tourist. Even if you've like lived there for a long time, unless they like know you and you're local to that exact area, you're not going to have respect as somebody who's
I'm a haole.
That seems
I'm a
racist to me.
That makes me want to
I know you're
disembowel
so-
people when they say that.
I
to
know
me.
you're talking about colloquially, kind of.
But it's like, I don't know. There's like, if you can learn to like body surf or something, that you're going to get respect from people in whatever Hawaiian community for the most part, or grow cannabis, or just be a kind person. I think most people are respectful if you're respectful to them.
Yeah,
What is it
we'll
like?
make fun of each other, but it's based in like observational stuff, and it shows that like we were paying attention to them, and we like we were actually talking and there in the conversation. And a lot of dudes don't understand that, you know, and they get offensive, and it's like, oh man, like it all of these insults are jokes to break the tension, but then also like I really listened to what you were saying, and these are the things that you were saying, and now I'm trying to get a laugh. And then the other guy can, like, I want to see what this guy will say about me, and if he was paying attention to who I am and how I am and stuff, or if he's just some user hater who's trying to get one over on me, you know, because there's a lot of them out here. They're just user haters.
I just saw a documentary. I mean, I think it's always good to know like personal self-defense for anybody out there who doesn't, like empty-handed skills, all that good stuff. And if you're able to carry wherever you're at, it's maybe a good tactic at home or about. But I was thinking about this documentary that I just watched when you were talking. It reminded me of this Bob Ross thing, strangely enough, because he was like former military, kind of had like a rougher upbringing, believe it or not. And not his, I don't know about his upbringing, but that time in the military was like tough times. And then he came back and got really into painting. And the people that he worked with actually took advantage of him, unfortunately. So like they own his name because his uncle owned like 51% of a company, and his son owned 49% because he was like young when he set up his trust. And his uncle ended up selling out because the people who managed him like basically screwed him over and sued like all of his family. And so like I don't know. You can watch. There's a documentary on this, but it's happy and sad at the same time because I think Bob Ross is still inspirational and made like a lot of people really happy and inspired generations of painters and personally taught them.
He has entertained so many stoners.
Yeah, well, and just people in general. You know, it's like there's a few stories where people were talking about like they had attempted to like to take their own life a few times, and getting into painting to like help cure their depression and you know, live a normal life and be part of a community that's like positive. And
stop smoking non-organic buds. It takes away like 90% of the depression, and then a multivitamin and omega-3s and a probiotic every day is like another huge bumps you into like that 95% and really makes a gigantic difference.
And a little microdose.
I mean, if you can get 25 or real mushrooms, you know, but you know, the whole being grounded in reality is huge. And there was like a whole generation of people like not grounded in reality. It was kind of sad the way that they went with psychedelics, but apparently they didn't have 25 and they just didn't know how to use mushrooms to have a good time. They were all like, I want to get all like crazy and stuff with it, instead of like, let's have great conversations and like hang out and like describe the visions and stuff that we're seeing to each other, you know? Because you can't fly. Like, there's like who's the Ubermensch or whatever. Nobody, like, I don't see anybody who's Superman flying. Like, I flew when I was a little kid.
Speak for yourself, man. I can fly.
I mean, I'm flying right now, but I mean, like, leaving my body, leaving the ground, like, I must have gotten dosed or something. And I was hopping around in a circle, and I swear I thought I was like bouncing like I was on the moon. But I was probably just vibing on somebody else's psychedelics. It was an awesome time.
not to change conversation, but I am curious because I watched all but the last 20 minutes of the organic takeover tonight, Smiley. And is there any like questions or thoughts maybe that you have in reflection now, having a little time to just chill and smoke a little after the show? Anything you would, if he was to come back for a second show, anything you'd like to talk about that you didn't get to talk about, or anything that maybe like surprised you?
Dude, yeah, there was a lot I wanted to dive into with him, but it was more what I wanted to get him to talk about. I don't know, there was a lot, definitely. Jadam stuff. It's hard to say, man. I guess, I always let the conversation kind of roll, so it's like I don't really like write down a schedule. I do jot down a few questions just in case, but I don't really try to make sure I get them in. You know what I'm saying?
But you always have one ready, yeah? And does Eagle as well? Eagle, do you have one? Have you got like a stock one? Oh shit, I forgot what we're talking about. Bush, say that. You don't have one at all, no?
I don't know.
Really? There's
I
not
didn't
one,
think so.
the standard. So what's your mum's maiden name? Or so, I don't know, fuck no.
Eagle has two
Okay.
he's got to get to in his show. His two are when did like what was your first experience, and then like if it's just talking about smoking and it doesn't involve growing later, he'll say like, oh, what's your grow style about sometimes. But other than those questions, I don't hear anything like rehearsed out of Eagle for the
Yeah.
most part.
I
It's
have
usually
looked
just
for
on the
it.
fly.
Like, I want to see him look down and, so what is your favorite strain?
That would
Eagle's
give
the
him
next
something
Gallo,
to
man.
prepare for.
The next Ricky
I don't
Lake.
want to give. No, there's been a couple episodes where I've been tongue-tied, where kind of dead air a little bit, and I'm like, yeah, shit. Sometimes I'm not always there. Wait, cheers to Red Pill.
Hello, brother.
What's up, everyone? I came here and I just was about to torch up, so I didn't want to mute right at my intro. But how's everyone doing?
Good. Are
Good,
you
man.
coming
Good to
claim-
see you.
Are you coming to claim your tank top?
Tank?
Yeah.
A tubeless
had-
tank top?
A
I wanna run
tubeless. What the fuck? Now you've got my curiosity. What is a tubeless tank top?
Isn't that one of those, a tube top? Ain't that one of those ones that's cut off at the belly?
God no.
Yes.
God no.
Sleeveless as well, dude. Sleeveless tube top. Pink. Come on. Clio next weekend. You want it.
Says Red Pill across the back strap. No, not.
Because we're your bros,
Not
you
quite
know. We're
like-
looking out for you.
That's my style. You guys know.
See,
So you
Red
got-
Pill, you totally caught me off with that one.
How are we going to follow that up now?
Well, what he actually wanted to know was, are you going to Clio?
Yeah.
Unless there's a Santa's sleigh ride over there, then I don't think so.
Wrong time of year.
Wrong time of the year, financially, and what is that called? Mobility wise.
A rascal scooter.
Yeah,
rascal scooter will get you through everything.
Yeah, that might be fun. That might be a world record for this trip taken on a rascal scooter.
8-inch tires. A lift.
Hey, close to the Red Pill. Just go hang out there like Friday morning. Go to a pier or some shit. Who's going to Michigan today? You might just find a speedboat straight across. It could happen. Pick you up in Traverse City.
Those treacherous waters, though. We don't want to get shipwrecked.
Yeah, there's that epic song about the Michigan waters or something by that one dude who did In the Early Morning Rain. the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, I think
Yeah.
it was called. That was the shit, man.
Whenever we had a request in music class, everyone would get so pissed off at me. But the music teacher would be like, okay, it's request time. And then, you know, whatever days out of a year where you have school and X amount of music classes, it always will end up on me, at least one day. What song do I want to listen to? Edmund Fitzgerald. And everyone hated it. They're like, no.
What?
no.
Oh
Yeah, just
man, that song was awesome.
I did it just because it was the longest song. People weren't thinking strategically. I wanted to wait for that fucking bell to ring. So how to pass the time by? Nothing better than Edmund Fitzgerald.
I mean, that's American rock music history. Like
that
all
must
of
have
the
been what
cities
it
that
was.
Sailors did.
The red, white, and blue running through my veins.
Epic. But I mean, it goes back, you know, like Sailors on Man of Wars and stuff. Like those are like those kinds of songs. They're like fight songs and stuff like that, you know, but remastered in a different way.
There's definitely some seafaring residuals if reincarnation is real. You know, that's got to
One
be
of Nelson's own men.
There's got to be a past life. Is I don't want to be. I don't want to call it a glorified pirate, but some type of seafaring experience. Okay,
It took
now I gotta
all
close
year.
it.
It took all year, but the cricket is here. I don't
Yeah,
know
when I
if
hear
he
the
left.
crickets, the crickets are my dab bell. You know, once in a while, you know, who doesn't have a show where
That's what
we don't? Yeah,
I
it's a
was gonna
dab
say.
bell.
Is that what was in that bottom of that box, SoCal? From the base of that tree? Fucking, do I have a SoCal cricket here?
He shipped a cricket. Oh, that's awesome.
Dude, I keep
Man,
catching
his
these
one is a
pictures.
different pitch to yours. That is funny.
I don't want to
Hey,
hear about
let's
cricket
put them.
problems, man.
Let's put them together and see if they communicate. Might start a war though.
Okay,
Hey, I'll
that
take
really is.
I'll take a
That really
cricket
is my
over
trigger too.
skunks.
My bad, Jack. Did I step on your joke?
It wasn't a joke. I was just saying I'll take a cricket over. I've got skunks and what we affectionately call trash pandas, but they're raccoons. I got a camera and a spotlight on my house now, so I'll get like a notification at like 3 a.m. Somebody's at your front door, and I check the camera and guess who's out there? Fucking skunk strolling past, or a giant ass raccoon. They're huge here. They're eating good, whatever the fuck it's getting into. That thing is like a mini bear, dude. It's like, it's got to be,
We got
I don't want to guess,
foxes.
but like 60 pounds.
We got
Wow.
foxes, and a lot of people don't like them, but I like them because I'd rather have foxes than the raccoons. So
Well, in fact, SoCal's got 60-pound crickets.
It sounds like it. That thing was humming about louder than his bike. Speaking of which,
Good.
SoCal, when you came in, I never asked how you're feeling. I saw you got in the accident last time I was on here with you. You've been recovering though. I've seen you like posting pictures. Are you riding again already?
No, I'm 5-6 months out from even being able to ride again. I
Okay.
started physical therapy 3 weeks ago, so I'm the pain's gone, but I still have very limited movement in that arm. Like, you know, if I try to reach out straight in front of me, you know, or like do the Hitler salute or any of that, I can currently get my hand up about waist high, and that's it. So I can't even like reach for a doorknob to open the door yet.
The one thing I'll say, I haven't done physical therapy myself. I fucked my back up pretty good. And if you can emulate some of those exercises you do in the physical therapy just a little bit at home in your off time, like a few days after on off days, like I don't know how many times you're having to go to therapy for it, but and it'll come back. People fucking overcome so much crazy ass shit, and if you just stick to it, you're gonna make a full recovery. I believe in it. So.
Oh yeah, I'm doing all the little exercises they gave me like 3 and 4 times a day. So they actually told me to slow down a little bit last time I went in because apparently the severity of the ligament tears and the tendon tears and all that, they say takes, up to like 5-6 months to actually heal and bond back to bone and all that. So they said I was kind of overdoing it, so I got to slow it down a little bit. But that was
that's what I was just getting ready to say. I mean, go ahead. So okay, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, it's an eye opener when you think, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go into the physical therapy and I'm just gonna kill it. I'm gonna give it everything I have. I'm gonna make sure that they say, oh, it's supposed to hurt a little bit. Well, I'm gonna make fucking damn sure it's gonna hurt a little bit and go as far as I can possibly physically go. And to find out that by doing that I could actually cause more damage, man, that was an eye opener.
It is.
Get the R and
I have some interesting insights on World War II if you guys ever want to hear some, some scary stuff.
In a second, maybe. But it is very important there, SoCal, to listen to what they're telling you about your limitations. I mean, as a guy, because I went through the shoulder thing, and it's just like any typical man that when you fucking want to rebuild, just like you're thinking, oh, I'm gonna work twice as hard, I'm gonna come back twice as fast. But when it comes back to like a rehabilitation like that, there are limitations, and you have to kind of put your pride aside and fucking, if they tell you fucking 5 pounds this week, 5 pounds means 5 fucking pounds this week. You know what I mean? I had a hard time to fucking accepting that too, and it didn't take but one fucking yelling at one stretch to like you realizing now the severity of it, man. That can set you back weeks, if not permanently, if you don't listen to what they're telling you right now.
When you think you're kicking ass and they tell you you're going backwards because you're kicking too much ass, it's fucking annoying because you're like, but I put all that effort in because I'm like crushing this thing, and it's like, yeah, this is a balancing act, It's
Well, and 5 pounds here is different than 5 pounds out here. That's something that when I fucked my back up, you got to be really careful because even a small amount of weight, if you put it out in front of you, you can start to damage or injure some stuff. But the sleep and rest and recovery, those days are just as important as the actual physical therapy in some circumstances. Like yours right now is severe. A lot of the stuff is just letting your body heal, staying hydrated, getting all that sleep, eating good if you can, and doing all the good stuff I'm sure you're trying to do.
So when you come home from your workouts and everything, SoCal, do you feel completely exhausted or what?
No, at this point right now, no. I mean, I'm not even working out with any weights or anything like that. It's all stretches and basically trying to rebuild that muscle memory so that, your arm says, oh, the brain says move, and it actually moves. So.
Yeah, the range of motion as well. I know when I was going through mine, because I had one operation and then I had the other shoulder operated on right afterwards. So mine took a year and a half or a little bit more than a year and a half to get through all of my physical therapy and everything. And I'll tell you what, there were times where I would come home from therapy and I would pass out because I was but that was later on in it, when I was starting to get physically tired from the working out stuff,
Yeah, I'm not even close to the actual physical workout part of it yet. So.
Right.
Really invested in it as well, Johnny. Do you know what I mean? You're going there to work hard, and that's the mental energy, which is fucking tiring. It's all of that stuff, right? When you really are tired of getting this thing fucking worked out, because it does go on and on. These kind of weird injuries.
Right. Anymore with my PTSD, going to the doctor's office wears me out.
Yeah, that's the worst
agree
one
with
for
that.
me. Yeah. Anytime you've
And
got to do some explaining that you don't want to do, that's exhausting.
it just wears me. I get home and I'm, call me Jello. I'm
But
done.
the best thing these days is I know to go sleep rather than be like, I'm fucking shattered. Let me have a coffee and some dabs. I'm like, fuck it,
Right.
give up, go sleep. And that's when the healing begins, when you're actually like, fuck it then.
That's one of the biggest problems I've been having through this entire thing. I mean, from the day I crashed until tonight, sleep. I cannot sleep normal hours anymore.
Where's
You
the
got
position,
got
right? Where's the,
forgive yourself it and just sleep whenever you can get sleep for a little while. That's got to be your mindset, and then you won't bully yourself. So it's the middle of the night and you're like, fucking hell, don't bother, man, get up.
Oh, well, lately it's been like, I try to go to sleep and then my left arm will get like that. You ever get that like restless leg thing where you
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like you got to go walk and walk and walk and walk? Well, because my left arm has become 100% predominant in everything that I do, for some reason that gets that freaking restless arm thing going on every night when I try to sleep. So it's to the point now where the only thing I can really do is stay awake until I just straight up fall out and sleep as long as possible. But it seems like
it's a weird deal, right? But they tell you not to change your left-handed and right-handedness. If you are, like, I learned about this because of golf, but I was like, I'm going to learn to be left-handed because I think there's some advantages of playing golf left-handed. Well, they actually tell you not to do it because it's bad for your brain to move your predominance. But you're actually forced to do that, aren't you? So that must be weird for your brain, and that might be why you're getting that weird reaction. But I remember getting a warning not to change that. So that's interesting.
It's funny you say.
And the weird thing is when you don't have a choice. I mean, like I said, I can lift my arm in front of me straight out to my waist, and that's as high as I can go, in front of me or to the side. So imagine trying to open a door, or open the car door, or shift the car. Simple little things like that. I can't do it. So automatically, my brain goes to, okay, well, do it with your other hand. And the next thing you know, you're doing everything with your other hand, and it just wears it out 10 times as fast. But you don't have a choice. You have to do it with that hand, or you don't do it. Those are your two options: get her done, or don't get her done at all.
And then
Some
at the end
ugly joints.
At the end of the night, night, like SoCal was saying, you get that sort of arm is overworked, so it starts to tingle and it wants to like keep working. The one thing I would say, because it happens to my legs or different muscles, is I would try and do like breathing exercises or some stretches before you go to bed, and that's the only thing I found that helps a little bit. Stay super hydrated. But other than that, that's all I got. I'm actually about to go run to bed right now. I got a semi-early-ish morning. So it's been great seeing you all. Mr. Green Fingers, Eagle, Johnny. I got a swipe for a while. Green 13, Red Pill, Smiley's Garden, SoCal. It says Kind Genetics. Good meeting you. I think this is the first time we've gotten to hang out.
Golly can.
But peace and love, everybody.
And Jack,
And have a great rest of your night.
those breathing exercises are key. They really are.
Love, Jack, man. Not too
Yeah,
long next time,
nice to
please,
see ya.
brother.
Have a great night, man.
Peace and love, brother.
Peace and love always. Catch y'all next time.
Take care, brother.
So wait, are we talking like Lamaze class breathing, or what are we talking?
No, these are mental state type breathing to like calm your body down. There's ways to do breathing where you actually think about a certain body part as you're breathing and release stuff out of it as you're breathing, and you do
It's right up there with crystals.
it's no, I've actually done this and it helps.
Johnny, I don't think
And
you
when
said
the-
that right. I don't think that came out the way you thought that was gonna sound. You said you can think about certain body parts while you're breathing, and you can release certain things from that body part while you're breathing. I don't think that's
Oh.
what you thought it was.
Oh, did I gutter fact that one? Damn.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering about that
Yeah,
for a second
so-
there.
No, you start from
So-
the top of your body and you work your way all the way down and you release the stress through your body. And if you're having issues with that left arm, concentrate on that thing and breathe that shit out. I mean, that's how I do a lot of my when I have a lot of pains and stuff like that, I deal with my pains through a lot of breathing exercises. And it actually is kind of putting my mind in a different state so that I can deal with shit. And it also
There's
helps me with
actually
my
a-
PTSD as well.
There's actually a lot of science to that, Johnny. A lot of
Oh.
science. Not
Yes,
like
I know.
I'm gonna the type of person. Oh yeah, here's a shit lot of white papers like that. But there is though. There's a lot of science to that. People actually envisioning like the oxygen and blood flowing through that
Yep.
part of your body, and yeah,
I went through a
actually
course.
healing.
I went through a course like that through a psychotherapy. And I am so glad that I learned that shit. And I say shit, but it's not. I mean, it is really, I mean, this stuff, I mean, it really, if you can function your breathing, it's amazing what you can do. You know? So I believe in the breathing exercises. So Cal, if you ever have an opportunity to get a hold of a book of any sort or any kind of writings, I might be able to locate a couple of these articles that I was given that helped me deal with these things. And I think it would probably help you just the same. Without relieving those other body parts, you know what I'm saying? So,
Garrett McNamara or Laird Hamilton on Instagram has a book about breathing. I just saw it on one of their feeds. It's probably pretty on it. Those dudes are nuts. Like Michael Garrett is freaking like just wild.
Not to throw around names out there, but the Jesus of the breathing techniques is a Dutchman named Wim Hof, or the Iceman, also known as the Iceman.
oh, that guy, yeah. Yeah, he control, yeah, he, see, there's another one right there. That's breathing right there.
Like the Iceman.
No, he literally
Not-
can
not-
sit
not,
in ice
uh,
water.
Not the kickboxer, not the MMA.
No, not the
Hitman.
kickboxer, not the guy that killed a
Not
bunch
Chuck Liddell.
of
Yeah, not him, but
Oh, boom farm.
guy who breathes.
Cheers, boo.
Not the dude who used to kill horrible dudes.
Yeah. Richard There you go. One of those Polish names. Not
I mean,
that
he's
Iceman.
usually killing horrible people. So, I mean,
Yeah. He was an angel. You're right.
yeah, in his way, man. I mean, I heard some stories, and he found a kiddie basement, and he went in there and he just cleaned those guys out. I mean, you know, who else would go and do that? You know,
He seemed like a pretty all right guy to me, but I didn't know him intimately.
What's up, Boom Farms? How you doing, brother?
How's it going, Johnny?
For those pictures you've been throwing out there, those are beautiful.
I
Thank you.
agree.
Yes.
Killing it. Killing
Is
it,
it that-
good sir.
Is it that alien that visits every night that has a red light?
My little mouse in the house. Yeah.
So that is.
Yeah, those grow mouse pucks. I fucking love those things.
I'm telling you, man, that's a sweet setup. I like the way you got it going there, man.
Thank you.
Does that do the kind of morning red, the evening red kind of converse? No?
I don't do the morning thing. A lot of people say that, but I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me.
Nothing I do makes sense anyways, so.
Yeah. I definitely do the 15 minutes at the end of the day, but the 15-minute warm up, I don't know. Maybe there's a benefit to it. Maybe I'm missing the point on that one, but I don't do it.
Well, in the mornings you do get some nice sunrises, you know. So there is some refracting light kind of stuff going on through the atmosphere that might cause something.
True. But
Especially with our smoke in the atmosphere at this moment.
yeah. Yeah.
Shit, I just saw today there's another fire that started out here in California.
Yeah. In the Idlewild or something like that. Or Lido
Yeah,
Creek.
like
Lido Creek.
yeah.
Yeah, that's horrible. That's a beautiful area. Man.
Well, it sucks 'cause I'm supposed to go up there next month. I might not be there anymore.
Yeah, totally sucks.
Yeah.
Beautiful area up there, man. I'm telling you. Gorgeous. That sucks, man. Not enough water to feed our plants and everything, and then we got fires going on, so we're just wasting water on the fires.
Oh, well, so
We're
the
gonna have
water
the
is all
fire
flowing
there.
out to the ocean.
Yeah, that's another thing. You know, that's that water conservation that I'm not figuring out yet.
Right.
You water in the early morning hours, like at 4 a.m. So it's soaked in deep, and then put a good cover thing of some hay or something, and that usually helps a bit. Or you can put the black felt and the hay, like the felt under or whatever color, like a white felt you could get.
What you smoking on there, Boom?
This is some black cherry punch from one of my buddies.
Black cherry. Man, I got to get me some cherry in my garden too. One of these days, I'm going to get me some cherry. It'll be
still
good.
looking for the one. A couple of the
that
guys have
right?
sold on this black cherry punch, but there's not enough cherry to it, and it's not punchy enough for me to try to get the cut.
Well, after hearing all those conversations with Jack about his cherry pie that he was smoking for, man, that just made me think of grandma's cherry pie. I want some of that stuff, you know, like that. Well, see, you got anything new going on in your garden? What's up, Vegas?
Nothing new. No. We're running the Bubba and the GMO right now. Bubba's having a little bit of an issue. Not completely happy with me yet.
Now, what is that above it? Just Bubba what? Bubba?
Just Bubba.
Okay.
Yeah. And the GMO is the GMO. It's looking really good though. I'm super happy with it. Probably take it 70 days, 77 days. Not ready to go the 85 days on it just yet.
It's gross. It's fucking gross.
I like gross things sometimes though.
I know.
I got a buddy that's got the tuna, and I fucking touched it and smelled it, and it smelled like tuna. I was like, that's incredible. I don't want anything to do with that. Ew, no thanks. No thanks, keep it.
It smelled like a rotting fish market.
Yeah. No,
That's what your weed
it
smells
smells
like
like
when
a
you
can of
fuck.
fucking tuna, and I couldn't believe it, but I'm not into it.
It's the casserole of the tunas, you know.
Oh.
Oh shoot.
So you think that's a strain or a product of the feeding? Is it being fed some type of fish?
Oh no, the tuna is quite popular up here. It's one of the legendary strains, one of the legendary Canadian ones.
Do they have a salmon?
Plant.
Hey, is that albacore or bluefin?
I couldn't tell you. Cheap, whatever cheap is. Smells like cat food.
Yellowtail.
Yeah, it wasn't my terp profile for sure. It wasn't the gross thing that I wanted. It was no, too gross.
Yeah, you couldn't get accused of using fish emulsions on that too late, right?
Yeah.
I think tuna got its name from having the pot originally started in tuna cans to get it
Oh,
across
yeah?
the border. Yeah. Got across the border that way, and then it became a rock star, so it became rock star tuna.
Right.
That's the history. What's up, guys? Good to see you.
Yeah,
Thought I'd drop
Bingus,
in.
thanks for
What's
saying
up,
that.
brother? I see you sneak in.
Dude, I had to wear my white shirt for you, brother. You know?
Of course, man. Don't say it like that's not all you wear. When you go in the wardrobe, there's only white shirts. There's no choice.
It's a snowstorm. It's a snowstorm in there. I'm telling you. But yeah, that's how the Rockstar tuna got its fame.
But what Eagle's talking about? If you make soil really aerobic, weed, it's nasty.
It's dangerous, the aerobics, but if you know what you're doing, it's an amazing end result. Or am I thinking anaerobic? Anaerobic is the one with the no oxygen.
Correct.
That's it. But it fucking boosts on flavor for me. I got my little like proprietary way of doing it, and it's been going pretty good. The Amherst sour diesel was fresh and it had flavor, but I like it after 2 months in a jar.
I do like a cured weed. I think it gives it more body, more flavor to it.
Certain weeds, if you let them go long enough in the cure, they actually get more potent.
Yeah.
And I noticed with the DJ short blueberry, if I let it go about a week longer, it really perks right out. Kind of interesting.
I got some mimosa that I grew a while back, and I got it airlocked up inside of one of those airbags, so it hasn't had any air get to it at all, and it's still just as moist as it was the first day that I put it in it. And I'm thinking about cracking that baby open just to see what it tastes like now, because before it was like orange champagne in a way. So I'm kind of curious to what it's going to taste like now. It'll be like what Grand Marnier probably.
Oh, I like that description, orange champagne.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to take a hit. Cheers.
Okay.
Cheers.
Good time, 3:33. At least here,
That's
anyway.
really good timing. That's a really good number. I like those, all threes.
By the way, it's really good to see everybody here on the panel. And I know there's so many of you. I'm not going to mention each and every one of you, but it's great to see you. And chat room, always great to see you guys. Cheers, everybody.
Yeah, awesome chat today. I saw them talking about POG. Like, I know of several POGs, but I've only gotten to smoke one of it, and it was insane, man. Like, I got way too high in like basically fetal position, and then there's this other POG that's like 813 91 chem, and it's so awesome. It was like the ass backwards of the other one, but the other one just had this like way more radical high experience for me. It was like a good, probably a blunt, but in a bong, like a roar, it was over.
Hey, Green 13's gonna pop out. Thanks, man. I think
No, I'm not going yet. I'm just going to run till the battery dies, but I won't get to say goodbyes because it'll just crash out. But yeah,
Jesus.
these things just kill me. I just can't Zoom and headphone and Bluetooth headphone at all. Oh man, Modern, what up? It's the whole crew,
Cheers,
man.
guys.
Fucking yeah.
Modern, good to see you, buddy.
Cheers, Modern.
Let's see.
Good to
What's up,
see
brother?
everybody.
Cheers, bro.
There was like what, 8 of us there. I was gonna make 9 and fill it up, but somebody left.
We're 11. We're 11.
No, yeah.
Is there
You were
more
gonna
people here?
Yeah, you were gonna make
Hey,
it 12. Oh, there's 3 here that haven't got screens on that you can't see, maybe.
Oh, I can't see.
Oh, you're on YouTube.
I'm right
Let me
here.
see.
I'm back on screen.
Let me see.
Hey,
Oh, there's
modern.
real Bill.
Hey,
Hey.
Elf is hiding in the.
There you go. Now you
We
got your
got
Brady
Jolly's
bunch.
hiding in there.
How many people do we have in here right now?
We got
this is a big
SoCal
jar.
hiding.
I'm liking that
11.
jar, Robert. I'm liking that jar,
Yep.
buddy.
Well, let's make it a full house. Fuck it.
We got, we
We
got,
used to not
yeah,
be
got a
able to do this in Hangouts. Hangouts here are limited at 10.
It's tequila. It's tequila day.
Tequila Day.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
Your voice does sound a little like you ate a worm or two, bro.
Is
What's
that
that?
a nightcap or is that breakfast?
This isn't breakfast.
You
Hey,
put
that's
Cheerios in
true,
here
didn't
at
we?
breakfast.
Fair question.
Who doesn't like pancakes and tequila, man? That's just like the best thing ever. Use tequila like
I
a
heard.
Give me
I
the
heard
pancakes.
IHOP's. I heard IHOP's got a liquor license there.
Shit. No shit.
True.
SoCal, my
Well, that's
fam-
where a
my-
lot of people went afterwards, anyways. Wasn't it? They're just getting a preemptive strike.
I'll go to the. What's that? Not the Hop, but the other one. What's the other one they go to?
Waffle House.
Waffle House. Yeah, that's where they all go. It loads up at like 2:00.
You going to
Big
the
one
cup this
out.
weekend, Modern? You going to the cup?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Shit. Come on, guys.
I'm sorry. I wish you could go.
It's not like that.
I go for the people in the band. All the bands, they got this one after the next. And it's all good music. Buddy's got the same taste of music, so pretty good.
Score.
So, Bingus, you're saying it looks weird after the film. Does it look all gnarled and the leaves are kind of like look like they went through a tornado?
It looks like a Chinese fan.
Yeah.
And, yeah, and then I'm gonna put a picture up. I'll see. It looks like Hamilton struck again. Nice. I'm watching the chat room. I'm sorry. We got an active night tonight.
Do
guys.
we have a do we have a troll in the chat?
Oh yeah,
Oh, a
there's a-
troll in chat.
I'm gonna put up a picture so Con, you can kind of coach me, bro.
What's the troll doing?
Webcam stuff. I don't know.
Is it our bot?
Farms blocked them.
Is it the bot that we get from time to time?
Yeah, it's just a
It
bot.
could be.
The troll bot?
I would say.
Our troll
I would
bot?
say it would be.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't last long in chat when he starts popping his head in there. He gets his head popped off right away. It's almost like whack-a-mole, you know? when
No,
he
it's
shows up.
boom.
Even
Yeah.
So
Shoot
I
those heads off.
honestly,
Stick your head up there, Mole.
I'm not sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I've always kind of understood the bot to be part of like the YouTube algorithm. See, basically, like if you're few viewers or whatever, a light chat, you're on the low part of the algorithm. But if you have like say a big panel like this, and a lot happening in chat, it moves you up the algorithm and kind of suggests you a little bit more. That's when the bot finds you. is when you're a little higher up on the algorithm. You're doing good. That's when the bot finds you.
And then we beat
basically.
that out
So
of
I
the
can't-
bot, right?
Oh, then it's
Yeah.
Is that bad?
No, that does make sense though, doesn't it? It does make sense. You know, the bot they'll put it where there's a spike in some kind of, you know, bit of data.
It gives the guy that's actually doing it plausible deniability.
You'll just be programmed to do it.
Plausible deniability.
Yeah, guys, sorry. My mom's new to the internet.
Oh yeah. Did you get
Your
into
mom's
this, right?
new to it.
It's been around for a minute.
You're not putting up her OnlyFans page, are you?
I don't know. I
wanna
just
see
thought
the
that's
OnlyFans page.
what that verbal thought came to my head, and I had to say it because there was this slight dead air. So
There was a pause, so you thought you'd throw your mum under the bus. Jesus.
yep, you took the words right out of my mouth. The next thing I was gonna say, I don't know why I threw my poor old mom under the bus.
She's not even part of our crew. Jesus Christ. I mean, she can be.
Yeah,
We're
that's
inclusive.
That's episode 894.
Yeah. Red Pill's mom.
There you go. That feels slow.
Okay,
Miss
there's that
Roommate-
group. Sorry.
Are you still weighing the plants, Mr. Boom? I missed the boom thing too. That was one of my favorite comments. Boom! Goodness, man.
Yeah, yeah, we're still waiting.
Not forgotten.
Have you noticed hot shit? You're obviously killing it, but have you noticed a huge increase in your yield?
In what now? Like in weight?
From weighing it, using the scales for your watering process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my last run I did 6 pounds on the blueberry under 2 lights. Under a 4x4x4x4 at most.
That's
4.5 by 4.5, I mean, at most. So yeah, scales work. If you really nail your drybacks and you get every plant perfect, it's the shit.
Oh yeah.
I'm growing for effect, you know, like I'm trying to get as much banging effect I can get out of 6 hours of sun or something like that. And I usually get under a pound a year, and I was like a raging chronic who smoked bins of weed, you know, and my bud now is so good that I can smoke like a gram or less than a day, and I'm fucking so high that it's like I just did psychedelics, and I'm 20 or 40 minutes in.
That must be nice. Boom. Is it annoying at all? Is it easy to do? Is it like, is there no thought behind it now you've got it set up? Or is it like, okay, so this weighed this yesterday and the biomass would have got this much bigger, so it needs
I
to
don't
weigh.
worry about the biomass. I water the
Okay.
runoff. And when there's water running out of the pot, you put too much water in. So you wait for the water to stop. You see what the number is. The media weighs the exact same. You just subtract the weight of your pot. If you got a 3-gallon pot, it's going to be 3 gallons dry. It's going to be 6 gallons wet. So if we do it in grams, 3,000 grams versus 6,000 grams, if it's 6,500 grams at 3,500 grams, all my water's out. So
You're
want it
weighing your
correct.
water.
I'm weighing the water.
Oh, that's
So it's
sick,
no,
man.
it's no
Wow.
bother at all then.
It's not a bother at all. And what it does is I look at the number and I go, well, 2 hours ago, that was 50 grams higher. So 2 hours from now, it'll be perfect. I'll come back and water it in 2 hours. instead of
Nice.
going like, oh, that's pretty light, fucking hit it with the water.
Oh,
You
I
know,
missed it. Now they're drooping.
Yeah,
You know, yeah.
That's what I was getting ready to say is, man, that'd be a sweet if you could get where you could marry that with like a
Yeah.
smart auto water system to where
Yeah,
it's
there you
always
go.
just weighing,
I
you
didn't-
know, watering individual plants, you know. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
like that
Yeah.
close. Poops is like that. close to
Automation
working
is
that out.
freedom. Get his system involved in that
No
stuff.
doubt.
It does a
No
lot
doubt.
of thinking, man.
Yeah.
That thing's a mastermind. That thing does. So when you start getting further into it, do you notice a difference in the amount of water being used up by the
You
plant?
notice everything. You notice that one's drinking faster than the two right next to it. And you notice the one in the back corner takes twice as long to dry out as everybody else.
That is
Now,
even going to
you-
change the plants you pick. You're going to pick different fucking winners now because you're like, well, I know that one drinks like fuck, so I know I can, you know.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Week 5, you know, like, oh, they both doubled their drinking, and week 6 and
I'm
a half,
ready.
like, oh, they're not drinking at all anymore. Whoops. Like you get everything.
Like I do get this with the
Wow.
bed
2 or
and the
3 days.
instruments I'm using, but that's even much more critical with the way you're doing it. So,
Yeah.
so how is Poops getting it to where he's about to automate that? He's making some.
He's writing.
He's
the
making some
program
hard
and putting the parts
right.
together and all that stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
So boom. Is it oh shit, I blew it, man. It just squirreled right off the end of my tongue. Damn it.
Mine's not
And I thought it
automated
was a
at
good
all.
question.
Mine's not automated at all. I just use it to hand water at this point, right? But you know, instead of looking and reading the plant, you can read the plant and be like, that plant needs water. But if you can look at it and tell that it needs water, it needed water, you know, maybe 4 hours ago, which isn't a huge.
So are you cataloging it? That's what I was trying to remember.
No, I don't write shit down. Sometimes what I'll do
Well, I
is I'll
was just
go in and I'll take a
wondering.
picture of all the scales, 1, 2, 3 lines of scales.
Okay.
And then I'll come back 2 hours later and yeah, okay, everybody's drying out about the same. And if that's happening, I'll spot water the low pots up, and then they all dry out at the exact same time, and you can water everybody hard at the same time.
And what do you mean by spot water? Is that where you just
That one's 400 grams lighter than that one. I'll add 400 grams so it never gets too dry. And when they all hit the perfect dry, you just slow down the dry a little bit.
And is 400 grams like 40?
500 grams is a solo cup. Green 13 like kind of dropped out of nowhere.
Yeah, he's done. His battery's gone.
500 grams for everybody else that didn't ask is just a solo cup of water, 16-ounce solo cup of water.
So what would you consider your dry pack weight? I'm sorry, guy.
So like we go about half what the pot is. Well, we try to measure all the pots to be the same weight. So I put in a 3-gallon pot, 2,500 grams of cocoa, dry, out of the bag dry, which is about your right hydration point anyway, for minimum hydration. And then you water it all the way up. You hit 6,000 grams, because it'll start to run off at double. They hold, every gallon of a pot holds about 1,000 grams dry, 2,000 wet. Peat cocoa doesn't seem to matter. I don't know about perlite and vermiculite. They might vermiculite.
Is there any fluctuation in like atmosphere or anything like that? I'm just kind of curious.
Yeah, my room's all messed up this run, so I'm not on point like with my environment like I normally am, and you can see where the environment's better and where the environment's not right now.
When do you when's your garden on the outside, the greenhouse? When does that
It's probably not
that
going to finish.
blowing up?
Yeah,
It's not
no,
going
I
to
don't
finish?
think so. I don't think it's going to do anything. It's probably
man.
like 5-10 degrees out at night right now. It's cold, and rainy, so probably won't go.
Oh man. So what happens at that point? Compost. Hit chop and drop. Is that what that is?
Yeah, we usually run autos
Man.
out there. We thought we'd try photos. Didn't work out.
Man, they were beautiful.
Oh,
They
they
were
were
huge.
giant.
You were barely able to get out of there, man.
Yeah,
Monsters.
you couldn't even walk around
Yeah,
in
I
there.
could have sworn I seen a Sasquatch in there one time.
Uh,
Is it just a room restriction that why they're not going to finish, or just not a time issue?
Out of time. We're out of time. Yeah, they might be a week into flower right now if they're even still up. But
It'll get too cold.
it gets too cold. It's too cold for sure. I'm not sure what the temperature is. I'll check it just so we know.
Fahrenheit.
It's 13 degrees Celsius and it's raining, so they ain't gonna do shit. For week one of flower, that's not the weather you're looking for.
Yeah, the plant
been
that I
getting-
had outside, it grew some balls. The second plant did. So I chopped and dropped that one today. I pulled it out and dropped it in the same spot it was at.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say we've had some brutal swings up here in northern Michigan too, man. We've had some low lows during the summer, and as of late, man, we've had some really high highs. But
Yeah.
I think that shit, like you're saying, is gonna fall out real quick up here.
Well,
And
last week it was 30 degrees, and this week it's 17. It's about half just in a week. It's craziness. It's cold.
shout
and
out
hairy.
to all the outdoor farmers, man. That's a fucking risk, man.
Yeah, man.
You know,
Well, we don't put
I-
a lot into it, right? It cost me 2 weeks of the cloner. Jammed up the cloner for 2 weeks, and that was our whole outdoor season. Other than that, it pretty much waters itself. You know, once they get started and the roots get down deep enough, they don't really get watered anymore. It pretty much controls itself. If I were in there every day and working on it and pruning shit and fertilizing and this happens, it's like, that sucks. But yeah, we're pretty much just set it, forget it outside.
So has your wife mastered those gummies yet?
We gave up on gummies. We make a lot of chocolates though. The chocolate.
What up to the gummies?
Well,
Chocolates are better.
Tell me about I love the chocolates. Tell me about the chocolates.
You gotta melt the chocolate slowly and add the coconut oil to it, and it sets right back
coconut,
up, and there's no
coconut oil tincture.
Yeah, we make coconut oil extract.
Can you do that with tincture as well or not?
What's your tincture made of?
151.
If that might, I don't know. Take some 151 and put a piece of chocolate in it and see what happens. I don't know. It might work, or it might eat it, right? It could get runny.
What's that?
So I
Separate the
was
fat.
talking with Marsh. The fats is what you want it to carry longer, though. Am I not wrong?
Like
Yeah,
like separate the chocolate or the components of the thing that make the chocolate. You know what I'm saying?
Fine.
Like the alcohol.
Yeah. It might, yeah, I understand what you're saying. It might just separate it and everything. What were you saying, Eagle?
I was gonna say, Boom. Have you noticed a quicker onset with the chocolates? I was actually talking with a martial artist about chocolate, and
Better
he was
carrier.
telling me, yeah, it's a better carrier. It hits quicker. Is that something you found versus the gummies?
Yeah,
there?
for sure. And you know what hits quicker than chocolate? Rice Krispie squares, marshmallows with extract mixed in with it. Holy shit!
Does
You're
the
used-
rum extract as well as some of the other extracting methods?
Oh yes.
It
Oh
does.
yes. I use 151 as well.
Okay, sorry. Boner.
Yeah, it says in my magical butter book here that you can use 151 or 191.
191. What's that, like Everclear, I guess?
Yeah, they
Everclear.
got that.
Yeah, I get that all over the place out here in the desert.
Yeah, I use Everclear, but I've heard that though about the rum being a better carrier or a quicker, more efficient carrier. Isn't that?
Is that because it's sweeter?
That's a good question. So
What-
Dan,
what's-
I use
What
the
is the-
151 to make my RSO. Is what I use
Really?
the 151 for. Yeah. Same process you're doing right now, but I would basically put that through a coffee filter and then put it in that chocolate warmer and let it boil out until it's nothing but oil. Then you
Not
have a
the
nice
chocolate
RSO
warmer.
right there.
In the
Yeah, that's what I
in
use.
in the water distiller.
I heard that. Now, I had a conversation with Pedro, his lady there, and we had Dizzy. Thank you, Boom. And she said the distiller actually raises it a little bit higher in temperature than the machine, the source machine that is out there. So she said it actually burned off a lot in a regular water distiller. The other thing I kind of don't like about, and I actually seen the distiller too, but alcohol has a saturation point. You'll only get so much back, and it'll only saturate as well so many times. And every time you reuse it, you'll lose. I can't remember how many percentages in proof. So what you get back the next time won't be 151. It'll be more like 130, basically.
Sure. I understand that. I do. But at the same time, it's just regenerative, just reusing it. And I like the fact that I'll be able to actually get more than one use out of it instead of let it evaporate into the air.
I use that turbo source and my extract craft, and you get about 90% back, but I haven't recognized any solvency chains.
Well, that's made
No.
for that's
I'm
made
gonna
for
check
that. The extract craft is actually made for that.
Yeah, it works really well. I mean, but there's so many ways. I know Boone does a lot, and listen to Eagle and all his techniques. I'm in school, I'm just kind of asking a few questions.
We do our oil pretty old school. We just throw the cookie sheet full of weed in the oven for whatever temp for however long. It's easy to look up. I don't memorize it. And then we
for 45
submerge
minutes.
it in the coconut oil in a slow cooker and just let it go, steep out. I've done it where I've made rosin too and added the rosin to the oil and done it like that. There's a million ways to skin the cat.
I kind of was listening when Jolly or Kind Genetics there was talking about making his tincture there. I kind of especially if you were using like a glycerin tincture, I kind of really do appreciate the double boil there, as far as kind of bringing it up to temperature, probably activating it a little bit more. And then I would almost, since you were using a ball jar anyway, and it's so similar, why not just send it through a canning process? You know what I mean? Just drop her completely and let her, suck that top completely airtight and let it sit somewhere in a dark place for, quite some time after that process is kind of what I was thinking when you were telling the story there, Jolly.
Yeah, it's all. I got a bunch of them sitting in front of me, kind of like that. You just strain it out when it's still kind of warm, but not enough to burn the shit out of your hands unless you got a glove. And it lasts. I made glycerin one time, and it was insane. But like I thought, like, oh, it's gonna oxidize less with the glycerin, but apparently some people have an allergy or something to glycerin. But I don't know whether that was what was getting people to feel weird. I think it was the 20 something different strains. And they got way too high for 3 hours, and then they just felt fine after that. But
I want to welcome in Canna Trooper.
Okay, Trooper.
What's up, buddy?
Hi,
Good to
brother.
see you.
What's up, guys? I just took a really big dab, so I'm really stoned right now.
Nice.
Enjoy it.
you could
Boom, are you
probably set up-
dabbing over there? I'm
That's what he
sorry,
did.
guy.
Yeah, he was taking a big old dab. He was. I watched him.
Hey,
Baby, I like
did I
doing
hear
dabs.
dab? Someone say dab?
Yes, sir. Dab it up,
Someone-
red pill.
So I was thinking, I don't know for what it's worth, but I'm just gonna say something geeky about the extractions and stuff. If anyone wanted to know, there is a method of making anhydrous alcohol, or basically 200 proof alcohol, and for just a little bit more than the price of those source machines, you can get an actual rotobake, a 1 liter rotary evaporation machine.
Is that like
1
the
liters.
little magnetic thing that spins inside of it?
No, that's a magnetic stir plate.
It's
Rotary
the ball that
evaporation
spins.
thing is,
I've
it's
got
like,
one of those. Those are cheap. Those stir plates are fun to play with, though.
yeah, this is a machine that you hook a vacuum up to. It's got a condenser column, and it's got a motor that spins a boiling flask. It's got a little pot of that most of the time you fill with water. For certain other chemistry distillations, actually you would fill it with mineral oil to get certain things that are way above the temperature of water to boil at. But
It's
anywho,
like an isolation type of a rig, right?
it's just distillation. But yeah, they've come down in price. I mean, they're like in a $500 to $700 range. So if you're gonna
Wow.
spend money on a machine, might as
I'll,
well.
I'll wait till I see one on the auction.
Gonna
You
get
can
that
do the
$40
double boil
knockoff, Johnny. Johnny's looking for that $40 knockoff. Right on, brother. How's that light working anyway? That $40 spider.
It's growing some badass buds. My bike seat looked really good up underneath that thing.
I like it.
Yeah, it's growing nice. You know, if that thing lasts for 6 months, I got my money's worth out of it. You know what I'm
$40
saying?
is a good price, brother.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's got a little bend on the, not only that, inside the box, it had 2 more quantum boards that were loose inside there. So all I need to do is get me a 240 watt or whatever their volt or power supply, and then I can hook those 2 up and have a Spider Farmer 2000.
Follow you around the garage. I need to just
My
follow
thoughts.
you around.
That's what I'm saying.
I gifted people UFOs that lasted like a decade. Some lights just creep on, man. They said,
Well, I'm hoping I get a lot of life out of this light for really cheap.
yeah, there's people who say like, oh, it drops off after all this time, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, I gave these dudes a light, and when I saw them like 5 or more years later, they were still using the same light for veg, and it was going like a champ. So
The plants will let you know. That's for sure.
yeah,
I got my last jelly bean running through the garden here, Eagle. Of my clones.
Nice. Last forever?
And
Last run?
no, not the last in this run, yeah. Last one through this through the clones that I taken cuts, you know. And this one here is the prettiest one yet. It literally has a much nicer structure to it. The whole thing just looks like it knows what it's doing. You know what I'm saying? Like it got it figured out for whatever reason. So yeah, I'm kind of excited about this last one coming through. Not to mention the fact that it's underneath the Spider Farmer 4000. So it'll be interesting to see how it comes out on that. So the Bloom Plus 4000, it kicked ass for you.
Yeah, man, those updates are nice.
Oh yeah, I had a lot better than I thought it would. Once I cranked that thing up, I've been very happy with it. And it fucking them Colombians, I like almost wanted to go a second round, man. They hit one stage and then I mean, just started very much bulking up. So, man, I might have to let a couple of them go, man. That number 6. There's another one too. I have to look on the bucket, but that one I was in there messing around with them the other day, and that one's got a completely different terp profile than the other ones, which was maybe I spoke too soon. Maybe I spoke too soon.
What's the terp profile coming off?
It's got a more of a like fruity vibe. I mean, like fruity, not like the berry, but more of a fruity pine. It's nice.
More
it
tropical
sticks.
kinda?
I guess that would be a good word for it, but it was definitely pleasing to the nose because I was going through and doing a little pinch, kind of smelling everybody, and that one for sure was like, whoa. Man, because I hadn't went in there and kind of messed with them like that a few, and yeah, I don't know. It's too early to call. That's all I'm saying. I thought I had it figured out by eye, but
that's
we'll
the
have
thing
to
I
see.
like about beans, growing the beans, is you never know what you're going to get from across. You know, it's just amazing what kind of
Johnny,
profiles come out.
Would you be annoyed to find stability in that case then if you popped 5, 6 seeds and they all are more or less the same?
Oh no, not at all.
No.
No, I wouldn't be upset at all. I think that would
That's
be
where
a blessing.
That's a good thing.
I would be.
Yeah, I think that would be a blessing because it would already have been 1 or 2 steps ahead
That's
of me.
when the selection becomes a pain in
You
the
know?
ass, though. Okay, I got 5 things. They're all pretty much the same, and I need one thing.
I think some people welcome a little bit of pheno selection.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, I love it.
I also look for consistency in the strain too, which is nice to see it. Making those hard choices. Sometimes you don't always make the right one, because you got to run it a few times to make sure, right? But I like this. I have one right now. It's a $10 cross with skunk, and it's very consistent. I got like two that lean one way, 2 that lean the other way, and 2 that kind of lean both ways. You know, so it's like a good selection of the genome, only with 6 seeds, which I don't always see that. You know, that type of, but the leaves are all consistent. It's always. Don't get dude. You got me all excited talking about that. Sorry.
Hot and bothered, excited?
Oh no, red pill. No, every time you show up, of course, but no. In fact, I'm going to jump out, guys. Dude, excellent panel tonight. I learned quite a bit. Thank you so much again for everybody that's here, and peace to the chat room. Eagle, keep up the great work, brother. Smiley, I missed your episode. I didn't even see it in my play box, but it's up on my trimming list first thing in the morning, bro.
That's
It's
perfect.
like that, man.
Cheers, everybody.
And
Cheers,
later
Vegas.
Bingus.
Yeah.
So
I
red pill, to
guess.
answer your question on my end, I want to see consistency if I'm paying for consistency. If I'm looking for a well-known strain that I don't want to necessarily mess with a cut or take in a cut, but want to find exactly what's out there, then yeah, I want something that's properly labeled. This is your F4s. Everything's going to be consistent. But if I'm looking for, selection, then I know I'm going into it knowingly that I'm buying some F1s or something to that effect, where I'm going to get some pheno selection out of it. But to answer your question, when I buy seeds, when I'm actually pulling money out of my pocket and buying seeds, I don't want to fucking select. I want what's on that pack. I want to fucking them things to pop up. I want them to be almost clone like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why
I
I buy
want a
Yep.
well worked strain.
Yeah, when you're paying money for a strain, you should get it that way. I agree with that.
Yeah, and you want to be able to keep a couple seeds back, and say bring that back. You hope it to come back the same.
Exactly. Now I've gotten some beans before where the stuff that I grew did not look anything like what was on the package. But then again, I
Environment,
don't know what the hell I'm
everything
doing.
environment.
It was probably
They also
it could have been all meat.
They also kind of
You know.
Photoshop that, I mean, they take a really nice pheno and they take a picture of that one. That's the one they want you to see.
You get to see the mothers of mine. You don't get to see the father, but you get to see the mother, and like whatever it is you get. And if you want to share it, you can share it. If you don't want it, you don't have to. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just gonna go back to I've said this from the beginning. All I want is proper labeling, straight out. You're gonna find phenos in this pack. Everything's gonna be similar. I want honest packaging. I don't want to like you're saying, like we're talking about. You think you're gonna get them clone like strains, and then you get it home, and like if you indicated red pill, that ain't nothing like. Nothing like what I fucking wanted, or you know what I mean? At that point, you might as well bought a dirty clone and fucking took it home, tried to revive it. I don't know.
Like I bring amazing genetics to the table, and then they're really unique crosses with full expressions because of the microbes and stuff. And then I keep it P to P, but I morph the genotype. So it's like you'll get pretty close to mother dominant often, but I morph the genotype before the cross happens usually, and that makes it. That's why I feel it makes it my strain, because I've grown different companies and they all have like a different effect zone possible, and some guys have this like amazing level possible, and then others have a real disappointment.
So I feel like if I can get to the point, I'll just skip fast forward to this point that I'm trying to get across for stability. If I get to a point where I find something where I made a selection and now I made an outcross with it, something completely different, and I can do a pretty good job of selecting mom and dad in those phenotypes. So through the strategy of back crossing, whether I need to or not, if I have to go as far as reversing a male to find out if it's as close to the mother, like what you're saying, as possible, then I would do that. Sometimes maybe it's a little bit more apparent. You don't need to go that step. to do it, but I would feel like the whole task of making a really stable batch of seeds where you can maybe write a description based on one phenotype and reliably give someone a pack of those seeds, and then they're, their odds are they're going to find this phenotype I made a description over, or I made a selection for. But my way of getting there would be of making a back cross in that first F1 hybrid male I find, try to match, a mirror image to that mother that I'm crossing back to.
I'm all about my PPs. As hot as my cousins are, and I would totally hook up with them. The PP has the strongest possible situation, and I always thought that was where the real champions lie. If you really morph that genotype and then you PP it properly, like a lot of companies don't want you to have their PP. They want you to have it after they've selected going way down, because they're worried about you finding a strain or something, like a whole pheno unto itself, and then taking it and doing something with it. That was my theory. But the PPs are just way stronger because it's not inbreeding. Even if you're inbreeding with really strong genetics, you're still inbreeding. And inbreeding degrades the geno expression, and narrows. Like, I want I'm starting with stable genetics, like in the real IBLs, and then like they have their select phenos, and I'm just crossing those. But I morph the genotype, like how we morph our genetic code and our DNA with the food that we eat and our experiences. And it all, the whole song 46 and 2, and everything that we put inside ourselves alters our genetic code a bit. And if you know you don't have to know your microbes. Like, you can just go hunt all around your national parks and collect, or wherever you got like a clean spot of dirt with some rotting shit. Not corpses, of course, but and I throw that junk into a bucket with sugar water and then mix it with my little power jet for a while, like not too long, like overnight. And then I dump it into my big trash can and I hit my whole water with it, and then throw the remainder stuff in my other can that makes my anaerobic situation. And it does, I saw the phenotype change on some of my Kawhi Electrics, but the genotype definitely was like altered from what I originally got. And that's just straight the insane amount of microbes that I put into everything, like from all over Maui and all over wherever it is that I could legally, in the confines of legalities, get microbes and put them in there, and they just all go wild and attack each other or whatever it is they do. And it alters the entire genetic potential lineage. And I also think that there's a chance that when the person pulls the seed, can alter things a little bit, and the pheno expression, because the genetic code changes. That's why I was always like, why are people getting hostile over a plant? But then it's like, if they're growing salts, then they can maintain the same genetic code expression easier. But if they're growing organic, it's like, you can give me your champion cuts, and in less than 3 months I have like my own unique offshoot with like parts of the original genetic code, but it's different. It'll never be the same. It's like, it's pheno, but then because I'm outdoor, like every season is a new pheno. But the genetic
1 minute
expression
warning.
changes.
Okay, I'm torching it. Thank you for that.
Dash song.
Woo!
I've got her lined up. I got her lined up.
Well,
So,
I
and
do like the experience of the F1s.
And that's PP and then a back cross and then a back cross and then F1 is after the second back cross. That was my understanding of F1 because I heard other dudes say that it was like after the first back cross, but I thought you had to do at least 2 back crosses to get the F1.
Happy 420, everyone.
Cheers.
Happy 420.
Can you? Oh, there you go. It got actually going back in time for this 420. Got some. Everybody else is dabbing. I'm gonna take a dab too, but I'm actually firing up the old fucking dab straw just because I don't want to drag out the fucking dab rig. But dabbing tonight with my 420.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So Eagle, you got me thinking about my double boil and how I could coil it so that I could capture my isopropyl reagent grade shit, right? Because it's like $70 a gallon. And I thought, like, drill tap the center of the ball jar and then big enough so that you can wrap a silicone around the copper coil or whatever metal it is that is the best one. And then you stick that in there.
Yeah, dude. Just treat it literally like a moonshine still. That's what you're doing.
And boom. And you just, screw because the caps are free of the lid, right? So the thing will just screw on there and you should be able to coil your RSO and not have that huge fume situation, but then recapture whatever it is you're using. Because if you do buy like reagent grade ACS USPNF.
Cheers.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's expensive.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm smoking Cali Connects, the last regular pack of Cali Connects 91 Chem, and I lost every seed but one, and this one popped female, and I got some dead buds off of it. They're still super fresh. It's fire, man.
I still have some Larry OG and some OGeasel from Cali Connect. Regulars. Yep. Yeah.
I'm smoking on some of my Bubba Haze.
That's interesting. Bubba Haze. I feel like pre-98
Yeah.
Bubba Kush crossed with a haze.
I have no idea.
It's
It was a gift given to me.
I've got 3 Bubba Kush 2 Amnesia Haze in the tent right now from Ripper.
Sounds
from Ripper. Yeah. See, from Ripper, I have seeds. I have the Bubba and Hawaiian Snow from Ripper.
Oh. I really want greenhouse seeds Hawaiian Snow. Like, you can hate on Arjan all you want. His highs are so awesome for having a social life for a girlfriend. Because they don't lock me in my mind and bring me to the areas where I just like I'm combative. At least all the
guys,
ones that
I hate to do this to you, but
Is it that
it
time,
has
Eagle?
been. Oh man,
All right,
it has
brother.
been a super long couple of days, and I'm surprised. I'm honestly surprised I made it this long. I was pretty whooped when I came home today. I'm not afraid to even admit that I was fucking whooped today. It was hot as fuck. Woo. Yeah, but I gotta get some rest. I gotta get some things done, cross off the list so I can make it down Friday and Saturday. So yeah, I hate to be the one.
Appreciate you coming out. Let us have the wormhole out here to screw around and have our little powwow and smoke and send our smoke signals across the countries. So it's an awesome thing. Blessings
I
to you.
appreciate you, Johnny. I couldn't go 3 days in a row. I could go 3 days in a row. I was like, man, I miss everybody. I got to at least log on for a quickie, but a quickie turned out to be a fun wormhole. So I had to hang out, man.
Most definitely.
Right on, everybody.
Great conversation.
Cheers.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, mix
Later, Vaughn.
Dude, cheers,
with a
everybody.
gallon
Cheers,
of
everybody.
water.
Chat.
Yeah, just nice hanging out. I just
Cheers.
stay safe, Eagle, man. Like roofing is insane. Powerade and a gallon of water, lifesaver.
I'll
Mixed
take
together.
that into I'll take that into consideration, my friend.
Remember.
Appreciate it, man. And my bounce out too.
Yeah.
Love you guys. Chat. Thanks, guys.
Later, Smiley.
Thank you for that amazing episode tonight, brother.
Cheers, boys.
Yep, and I would love to talk about back crossing and genetics so everyone's ears bleed, but I'm gonna help you go out and just slide right on out like everyone else.
Anytime, Red Pill. It's always fun to talk with you, man.
Yep, same here, buddy. All right,
Cheers,
guys.
brother.
Peace out, everyone.
Thank you for popping in.
No problem.
Yeah. Thanks for doing this, Eagle. It's always awesome having us to hang out with everybody and share some info and have a smoke and gain some knowledge. Appreciate it. Everybody in chat. I can't see you all, but shout out to everybody. And everybody else on the panel. Thanks for being here. Have a great night, you guys. See you on the next one.
Later, SoCal.
Be well, brother.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in the chat
Robot Johnny.
and say
Robot.
hello and goodbye to everybody in there. Green fingers. SoCal. Yeah, I guess he did. Yes, brother.
Yeah, hey, man.
Johnny out.
Have a great day, brother. Take care, brother. Mr. Robert, always a pleasure. I'm trying to find the shout outs list. It's not right here. Holy cow. Oh, there it is. Boy, I'm listening. Green Thumb.
Lost a list.
There we go. I got it. Needs to be rewritten, but I got it.
All right. Thanks again. Have a good night. Love you.
Love you, brother. Have a good day.
Thanks.
Excuse me, I didn't mean to cough in the mic like that. My apologies. Thank you guys all, man. You guys thank me night after night. I kind of hate that shit, but it is what it is. But truth of the matter is, I do appreciate you guys, and to think that something that I've done means anything to anybody means a lot to me, for sure. And I greatly appreciate you. Isn't that what we all kind of want, is to do something in life that means something to anybody? And you guys make me feel lucky enough to like I've actually done something. So huge thank you and shout out to you guys for showing up when I show up. That's another thing I gotta thank you guys for. This thing in the beginning was pretty on the dot, 11:30 every night. Life changes. We have our ups and downs. But no matter what, you guys have hung out. When I come on, you guys are so gracious enough to come hang out. And thank you. With that being said, let's get these shout outs going. Little Doc Waffles here. I don't know if you've heard him. Michigan native. This is painting of cats. Get my chat rolling here. Gotta see the chat. There we go. Fucking top chat. How long have I been in goddamn Top Shack. Might have to bump the crickets ahead. That's not even my crickets. That's crickets on the video. Oh wait. No shit. That is my cricket. Oh shit. That's embarrassing and funny. Here we go. Some cool details today. Mama Law 710, Scarecrow 420, Green Thumb Bum, Christina MG 89, Unplugged 705, Medical, McCullough, Rick T, the Rebel, the 9207. Fabian Selena, Saves Not Here, Tom Sloop, Gregor Walker, Mendo Dope, T Dog, Dung Beetle, Red Eye Jedi, Grows, Mother Nation, Justin Conway, Duckweed, Run Boy 7426, Justin Goodard, Strongman, Okie Grower 75, Corey Trevor, Michael Wallace, Mole Vision 420. Who's your cat daddy? Rick S. In the bushes 827. Taco Don Slug. I missed a couple there. Jane Simmons, Kevin Hahn, Worthless Hope Pat Fan 420 Bio, Mercer Dirt Road Dude, Shiva, Jose Ramirez, Red Eye Rustler, Dab Goblin, Dab Goblin, Dr. Buzz Lightyear, Acetone 710, Canoe, Ken Queen Genetics, Savvy Tanaze, Boomer Dirt Man Dan, Keith the Black Cells, Mystery Boat Sillas, Then Premium Gardens, Ross and Bob, Ross and Jeff, Soil Roots Multitude, Tyler, Foster Buds, Frosty Buds, North Michigan Micro, Ouija Buds, Stuff Tea Grow, Big Jar Grow, JC Modern Genetics, SoCal Weedner, John Last, PPJ 15, Castaigne Yeti, CJ Apple, Perfectly Imperfect, Dollar Tree Grow, T1 Productions, Stank Grower, DOA Grown Meds, Miss Nudie Grows, I Grew Some, Johnny Candy, Nutrient Shootout, Snotty Nicky, Zoe and Slammer, NNY, Pixel Monkey, St. Bernard's Observation Booth, Clover 420, Highs by Aldridge 25, Stu Moon, Mo Grower, The Canocrat, Loki Grows, Sess, This Guy, Burton 79, Polish Hammer, Midwest Outlaws 31, Voodoo Altars, Fresno Nerds, Cali Connection, Wolverine Grower, Big Jar Grows, Doing One for Life, Blade, Wayback Power, D-Block, MMP Nations, Creations, Amberlonic, Psychedelic Warlock, Artist LD, Sir Sticky Rob, Big Dave 420, Brent Window, Big Ed 1961, Man White, G3, The Green Plague, JK, Triple G, Mr. Sprinkler, Brittany and Tyler Teasley, Hope Farms, Lisa GB, John, B2 Crazy for you, BGWG420, Dr. Buzzwell, Purple Thumb OG, Arthro Sensibilia, Arthro, Just Space Score 20, Beast Coast Score 420, Sir How, Trey Below, Keep It Real, Hagerton 420, Zeb Zeppelin, Audit Everywhere, BT, Double D, Grows, Bingus, Green Puppet Man, Alex Boyka, Seth Life, School of Crop, because I love it. Green Mountain Grower, Southwest Okie, Real 100, 212, Man, Andrew Moran, Manor Family Farms, Page Farms, Meow Flower, Ryan Henderson, Green 13, New Satellite Winds, Kingdom Aquaponics, Indoor, Michigan Native, Mary Jane's Med Garden, Streamer 77, Double D, Bad Bunny Nutrients, Mr. Green Pots, Mr. Green Nugs from 619 to 664, Spaniard Kruger, Jones and Grow, Pop G Grows, Raz Amy, Joe Grows, Cass, the Grow From Your Heart podcast, Luna, the Green Man Flock, Jeremiah Miranda, Stony Creek, Lost Art, Mr. No One, all G420, Giant Mike, Prometheus, Soil, Jason Einstone, He Win, David Colby, Mason 662, Scroggy Mix, Strogerton, the Fourth, the Goddess Grows, Kaylee, Burrows, Chad and Brad Family Farms, Polly P, Kevin Jodry, Mike Concho, Jay Huggins, UTA, Green Tree Hunter, Kush Clouds, Joshua Seensland, Organic Home Buds, Warren Nelson, Kane Wood, Maine Mystic, Show Love Always, Kelly Stone, Texas OG, Chuck Norris, Just, Claire Fresno, Happy Guy, Dan the Indoor Man, Gromies, Homies, Hamilton, Smoke Creek, Clip Smoke, Keystone, Canada Flag, PA, Big High 710, Eugene Greenleaf, H2 Hustle, Fred Darn, Carlos. How did I just pause that shit? North Arizona Beer Grove 420, No Sella, Jesse White, Chastain Yeti, Introvert, Genetics, Oso, Jay, Vixen, Robin, Killer 8, Mo, James Buttercream, C-Dub from NorCal, the Pharmacy C Bank, Deadhead, Smokey 616, Curtis Mahan, Matt Myron, Morte, Rick Heyman, Stephanie Doran, Tennessee, Fab, Curious K, Mike Rubles, the Drew Bear 420, Maxi 751, Lawrence Gonzalez, Slow to Get Up, Stu Moo, Pop Coast 719, Bakewood Shake, baby, Old Smoke, PWC, Grown Buds, Florence Wash, Mr. Weedblunt, Old School Grower, Chad Westport, House of Grown, Florida Nugs, My Little Piece of Heaven, Pugent, Sound Seeds, Goliath Grow, Richard T. Chrissy Wannabe, Mr. Soul Food Spectrum, Gone God, Lori Hanson, Real 2,000 Years of Tradition, Mr. D. Conley, Pimp Jam, McBody Face, Show Me Sasquatch, Fuck Google and you, I'm going well. Canadian Restore Porter, Call Right, Zepfner, Humble Farms, Henry Farm, Seldom Seen, Oak Park Gardens, Hale 9782, Skunky Palace, Martial Artist 2012, Microslave Hapner, Dandy McDizzle, Medically Fit, KGB, Robert, Mr. Green Fingers, Motherfucking Thomas, Rancho Coats of Plenty, Monkey Balls, Andrew Chaplin, Bobby Lynn Means, Trent Digger, Mr. Mac, Tony Like Baloney Bill S. Sweet Peas, Tater Delicious, Minty Cruelty Roots, Here on Fire Genetics, Earth Creeper, Big Ray 420, Teeny 101, Buds Enhancer, Miss Club 14, Bearded B-Man, Farm 616, Not Up North, Max Ruben, Ruby, Timothy McKimmons, Neo, Justin Beans, Chronic 88, Fat Belly, Real, Jennifer Steele, Cannabis 03, Turf Farmers, Shannon Stevens, Carlitos, Latinos, Guardian Country, Mr. Steve Wolfstein, Firesaw, Wally Wookie, The Goddess Grows, Ross Bob, White Feather Grows, Bernard Shrew, Tone Grows, Dan K-Man Grows, BX Gun 81, Smith Dude Grows, Sean McCann, Jay Monks, Danka John, Walla Walla Cana Grove, Fall Dog, Huron, Kansas Council, Alyssa Paris, Rock Fan, Justice Mick, 420, Ben, Fresh Grove, Thriving Herbs, High Boy, Your Man Grows, We Be Growing, Australian Grown, Love for the Plan, Argo American, Smart Poker, Unfrozen Caveman, Hawaii's Half Surf Craft, Micro Goon, Jeff Lowenfels, Mobius Grows, Tank, Brownies, Dan D, Elliot, Harkins, Mystic Flavor, The Foraging Gardener, Overwater, Overkill, Seattle Steve, Shadow Warrior 5, or Shadow Warrior, Valley Green 514, Amelia Jensen. Man, I need to get to that book. I've been trying so hard. Hopefully you're watching. I swear to you, I will get to that ASAP. Oz Indica, Dr. MJ Coco, Brandon Russ, Matthew Gates, These Bags, Drone Star, Shotgun Willie, Jay Simmons, Sure Bro Goes, Clackamas Coat, DJ Conley, Aaron the Grower, late 1978, Michigan Grown Buds, Your Boy Roy Boy, Delta 9, Jay McDaniels, Clackamas 420, Stinky Colas, Dylan Steinberg, PFC Farms, Hunksby Garden, Sun Grove 707, J. 8 Dro, J420, Cascadian Gross, T-Toads McGee, 4 Plants, 8 Weedworks, Captain Scrog, Skunky Buds, Hans Warrior, Jackie Young, Terry Lee Live, McGasser Tempe, Andy N, D Urge, Green Jr., Leon from All Purpose Plus, Green Goose, 11 Smiles, 11 Bindu Buds, right, mine, Riceco, mine, Rasta, Plenty, 311 Mix Up Kinder Grows, Evergreen Haze, G's Frick, Friends, Tree, MMJ, Matt S, A Ball, Dragonfly B, Justin Meds, Travis Wells, Lucky Mike, Seattle Chronic Seeds, King Chronic, Titan from Blesco Seeds, Shango Gas, Webasso for Light, John Smith, Tommy Trico, Smoke King Raz, Pop Little, Slow Rules, Spiky Pilots, Oscar Green Jr., Matt Silbert, Indo 1170B, Shark Pulley 999, Von Brown, Sovereign Garden, Stoner Nation 420, Joe Y, Big Bugs 1313, Grower, Painted Lady, Frank Boo, Jay Myers, Jamid, the chat, Mr. Manny D, Bagseed, Dr. GGC, Jeff, Shredder 911, Dutch Grows 420, Scallywag, Steelbow 1, Med Grower 1, Empire Brady Co, Ferroli, Lost Leaf, Liam Mass, Danny Danko, B Bear 7, Ollie Noble, CK Tom, Trinidad, Looney Juster, Smoking with Small Town, Tim S, Mr. Lazy, Raptor Grows, Rob, Automation is Freedom, Robert Aitchison, Dora, Michigan Quarry, Double Tap Farms, Mr. Green Thumb, 420 808 Rudy Prospects, Cannabis River, Hayden Life, Kenny 710, Operation Grow, T Ben TM 42696, Rude Nuts, Hammer, D Nails, Dr. Scrambles, BB Moonrocks, GH double GHF double J, Bio Green, Self Grower 56, Hanky Sticky 420, OG KP, Ganja Nana, Your Mama, Georgia, Joe, Roy Rodriguez, Be Growing, Nature's Best Nut, Killer Be Grows, Ganja Wizard, Husky Gardens, Nut Tree 420, Dr. Soil for Life, Bully for Life, the Jeffro 420, 69, Beavis 698, the Dr. Franklin Booty, Goddamn, I make 10 steps. The Riffin' Fat Boy, Jack Greenstock, 420, 420, Boom Farms, Charlie Farms, Boom Farms, Smiley's Garden, JD's, Misty's Nugs, Grow, Mr. Smoking Grow, Frazier, Grow Koski, Twisted Roots, Baby Farm 420, Jeff Jarowski, Genetic Memory Pharmacy, Bob Cameron, Miss Baxi, Joe Carter, Mystic Marks, Mystic Grower, Ginger Snaps, DTE, Grows A, Rick Wolf, DLP 2372, Ned Denver, Mike Denver, Sergeant Pepper 420, Ken Trooper was here, Blind Cat 420, Light It Up Again, Tim, UKSIF 420, Buddha Boy, Devin Shipwreck, Medical, MJ Budsville, USA, Resurrection Property, Chris Martinez, Dinkman 420, Dinkman Dan, Red Set of Farms, and Good Luck, Jody Bell, G2B, Most Hated Grower, the Major General 420, Army, the American One, W, Digger 714, Shirates, Kineo, Genetics, Mountain Skies, Ready, Hit That, Hot Fire, Chris Merch, Ian, Save Robbie, Sergeant Live, Happy Fate Game, Bigger Lakes, Finest, Rich Bad, Gozer, Moves, Other BT Grower, Choose Medical, Jared Bear, Plus One Mushroom, Secret City Pioneers, My Little Tent, 2042 Spacewalker, Christian Tree Mump, T. Barrington, Heart and Soul, Homegrown, Mike B, T. Dwayne, East Coast Will, Heidi Day, Galactic Gardens, John Smith, Lift This My Nashville Farms, Pacific Northwest Seeds, Ross Guy Paul, Lemon Holko, French Rita, Juicy Life 420, Grant Manuel, Mary Bond, 76, 190 It's Colas, Chris Food, DK Trades, Vision Crew, Creator Guru, Dekind, Buchanan Nation, JJ Wire. Oh shit, what'd I do? I rewound it. Oh, rats. That pretty lucky reboot there. Wow, Bobby, Sean Bids, Rescue Ready, Roadside LLC, Notorious Nugs, Magna Seed, Father and Son Tribute Tutorials. Damn, T. Dank, Jose Martin Perez, Doggo Hut 420, Buck, Chiba Man, GR 420, Community Videos, Detroit River, Louis Garcia, Michael P. AJ Everyday, Captain Bot, Santa Bob 13, Wayne 420, Mangrower, Cookie Jay Kendricks, In for the Grill, Backwoods All Good, Sally Mansell, Adam Skankin, Chanel Simpsons, One Smoke Away, Ganja Roach, Kazoo, Aaron Vernon, Shrooms, Smith Lake, Stinking Angel Studios, MG, the 420 Grocha, Paul D. Elliott, John Fleming, Dankovich, Fibro Flower, Polly Peace, Seldom Seen, Elevated, Lenny Organic, Sunman, Chiba Sunny, Jeff Popala, Ricardo Sosa, Dan J, Earth Friendly Farming, Candy Forest Farmer, Fuck All That Be, The Misfit Grower, Jason Line 512, Snake Eyes, Northern 4466, Jason Gray, Stoner Baker MD, Stony Creek, Russ Zonic, French Dweller, Tarzan Superman, Old Man Hermit Hash, Freebird, Mo Grower, Matty Gar, Simple Man, Survivor One Time, Tim Blake, Gulf Coast Chronic, C-Fats, Caballero, Polero, Harley Grower, Jen God, Jason Line 512, Steve Collins, Todd Kendricks, Property Maintenance, Sharpie, The Island Hayes, Scoop Steve Speaks, J.R. Ream, Brandy K. Farming, Steve Condrick, Steve Collins, TCDR, Claire Gillian, Wardrobe Farming, Randy Grande, Piff 1000, Ace Boom, 3223, Wake Up Captain Freedom, Puffer Smiles, 15 digits, Michigan Ganja Mooch, Hash, Fred G, Super Bob, Grocery 808, Weekend in Bernie's, K-Bag, Justin Station, Strong Style, Organic, Zippy, I Medic, Honesty, K-Hell, Me All Flower, Brent Book, Todd Kendricks, Newton's, K&T, Kirsten, True Serum, Photons, Fold, Natty Dread, Bobby Matthews, Ancient Soul, Grown, Kevin Jiu-Jitsu, Ken Health and Happiness, Berserk 215, Collab, Low Cut, Abbott, Genuine, Mo, Manic, Mets, Raz Benji, Helen, Huge, Jadis, James T, Atomic Spoon, Miss Jill, Big Daddy, LT Gardens, High Flyer 420, Lobster Brush Bro, Mother Tree, Maine, Red Pill, Your Boy, Roy Boy, Aesthetic, Shannon Gibson, Ruhan, Rick W, Comfortably Numb, One Smoke Away, 840 Show, Richard Lamb, Red Pill, 710, Cannabis Brews, Cannabis Pursuit. All right, Cannabis Pursuit. K Rolling, Worthy Buzz, Logan Man 81, Oil and Flower Podcast, The Atrospect, Warren Disson, Pink Lady Luck, El Mondo 420, surrounded by Keith Ferrari Farms, Fringe Dweller, Single Fathers, Happiness Without Guilt, Richard Forbes, David Pimenta, B4P Funk, Take a T, John Reese, What About Bob, Prince Patty, Daniel Bergman, Green Puffin Man, B, Doug Lee, James Chung, Sarge Rose 818, John Wayne, Carolina Roots, Sister Golden Hill, Tiana, L. Dankarino, Kenny F. Gardens, Blank 1030, Choose One, Only Feed, Farmer, James, Crypto Dope, James, Richard Lamb, HIP, Grown, Matt Javine, Dan Marino, Maine, Chronic Wonder, Sunrise Grove, Top Floor Genetics, Mold Vision 420, Can 2 Cannabis, Jesse Fisher, My Dog Nelly, Rooster Farms, Alex Hardy, Gear, Many Prepper, More, Daniel Grows Photos, Mitten Grown Men, Sunrise Grows, Lexi, Brittany, and Koo, My Baby Girl, 9, No Limit 916, Chromatode, Alchemist, Canna Mix, Soul Born Addiction, Rouse Joe, Alex D, Dirty Aura, Cafe, High Power, Thunder Dan, Propagation Stations, John McDaniel, Lisa Marie, Sarge Grows, 818, Blaze Daily, Fried Piper, Perpetual, Eagle Proud Warrior, Sales Smiles for You, Franco Sada, The Dank Duchess, Keno, Kelly Maxwell, Captain 420, Franco Sada, Sink Fact, What About Bob, Hill Juster, Pop, Shrooms, John Gorski, Jen Go, Dungeon Gangster, THE4PT, SDT Barrage, and Honcho Grown, Swamp Cat, Polero, Canna Binka, Bessa Because, Jen Doe, Mr. Randy D, Canifari, 420, AB Normal, Franklin Guerrero, Bearfeed, J. Brent 74, CK, Brown Guy 420, Packaderm, Burning Tree, Maine, EA, Grayson, Grow 207, Hydro Jelly, Hemp with Gigi, Jamie Ream, Supreme Great, Stoney Rockefeller, Caveman, Cannabis, Roof City Sin, Hawaii Sustainable, Midnight Roots, Dead Cynic, Snuggles, Michael P, Polly B, Quick B, Nimble, Bud E, Kilowatts, Michael D, 4889, Disbanded Brothers, Vasilium, Matt Joseph, Grease, Medicine RX, Keep and Cheese, Hydro Jelly, Concerned American, Cannabis 411, Freedom of Speech, Dr. Joy Twist, These Trees, Conjure, Sudoku, 710 is Oil Upside Down, Jesse Victoria, What About Bob, Sacred Gardens, Gus Grove, Slick Rick 8, Dog Pounds, David St. Louis, Amu Watts, Gaston Getty, Ed Bryn, MN Grown, Elko Elmer, Off Grid Chirps, Christopher 54, Last Predator, Matthew, SoCal, Sioux, Illinois, Commander Readers, Jinx Proof Genetics, Dark Horse Genetics, Stoner Dude, Joel and Jen from North Star Genetics, Caroline, Mr. Cry, PTAB, 13, Leo, Brood Beyond Perfection, XX, Elite, GP, XX, Uncle Stoner Dude, Crispy Treat, Jason, Growers Paradise, LA, D Grown, Iceni, Decoy Bacon, Mr. Scotto, Fresh Baked One, J. Allen, Big Bob Grows, Canna, Jolly Cana, Australian Grow, Juke 420 Gardens, Daniel Phillips, Mr. Nowhere Man, Sally, Silly, Seashells, Mike, Steve, 562, Ganja, James Chrysler, Jane Green, Ghost, Genetics, Zolo, B, Ben Burnson, Astro Charlie, Sativa, Smooth, 4GTCA, Bush Doctor, Astro Charlie again, I believe. Dirty Hole Garden, TK, James D. Waver, Grow Ohms, Corey, Gagnon, Green Tree, Green Hill Farms, Hillbilly Herbs, Tasty Worm, Terps, Skunky Brewster, YBF, Larry OG, Abolish Farms, Spartan Grown, Johnny Green Thumb, 710. Okay, well, I'm looking to get him on the show very soon. Mr. Wildflower, 710, Seldom Seen Gambler, Todd O'Connor, DP, 710 Caribou TV, Virginia Herbs, Red Primo, Equilibrium Genetics, Trophy Truck, Skyway, Kevin O'Donnell, School of Crop, Stupid Trucker, eBay, Bud Tender, The Glass Girl 420, Grow, Ted Nugs, Matt B, Greg 77, Ted Nugs, Skunk, Ape, Glassworks, Beast Mode 347, Mike Atomic Skier, JMC182, Justin Gucci, and last but not least, Weedus 207. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully, you guys know the deal by now. If this is the end of your day, your journey, please get some rest. This beginning of your day, your journey, have an amazing day. Take time, self-reflect, do something nice for somebody. You cannot love others until you love yourself, as this lovely lady says in your song. Have a great day. Please take time to do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness do save lives. Everybody needs a pickup once in a while. And I'm not afraid to say I've needed one at one point or another. Thank you so much for tuning in. I can't tell you how much this shit means to me. Do catch me this weekend and down at Clio so I can give you a t-shirt. Little thank you for hanging out. I do appreciate you guys. Love yourself. Do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness do save lives. Have an amazing Thursday. I'll see you tonight. I am out of here. You guys have an amazing day. Peace. Oh, hold on. I'm waiting for this. Speaks the truth for a guy. Sometimes you do. Kind of a true story. I believe it happened to me. No. Sad but true. No.
You can't be loved until you've seen love. And you can't see love until you know love. You can't know love until you love yourself. Mister, did you know that? I know that now.
I got a little love for you guys.